You're welcome to Loose Talk Podcast. You know how we do it here.
Look at me, man. I'm a problem, man.
Steve, this is for you. I got you, Steve. You've been telling me to raise it, right? I got you, Steve. Let's go.
Let's go. Energy of the week. Reza. The hustle. Reza. The dream. Reza. Whatever it is.
Put it in perspective. The one they never mess with. Apply pressure till it's diamonds falling like Tetris. The young Zexes with the pen is electric. I'm trying to get Hector so the flow is real hectic. A specified specimen in general. I got a regiment of degenerates itching for me to send them in. I'm Ojuku, so if it's war, it's war. I'm F young, my leg long like that went by Yama boy. I'm a Yama boy, cause the flow is disgusting. I had to turn you niggas off, you were showing me nothing. All you niggas selling swag, but it's old and it's boring. I heard your album and I swear by track 4 I was snoring. You niggas got no soul. I'm here to make sure that all your lies is exposed. You a lie and it shows. You
What
can't
track is
hide
this
no
up
more.
and no
I'ma
love in
find you
Lagos?
through the highs and lows. Reza, I'm just like my child, my bro.
Wherever you are right now, you're at work, you're driving to work, you're going to school, you're hustling, whatever. Raise it.
What of it if they are
The day I was there with my brother, Reza. It's already raised. All right, man. Welcome to Loose Talk Podcast. It is another episode.
What track is this of the album? This is No Love in Lagos, right?
No, come on, man. This is Payback Iboro, Martin Chika, Caleb Clay, and a guy called Wiley. If I'm not mistaken, I get his full name. I think Wiley. I can't remember the full name, but yeah.
It's Payback's album.
No, it's not Payback's album. It's an album that is being put together by the one and only The Angry Mob, Obina Agu.
Oh, this song is not released yet.
Oh, okay.
It is released. It's actually the first single of the project he's working on.
What's the title of the song?
It's out, yeah.
It's called Rizam. That is RZAM. That's the name of the record. You feel the record, Abby?
Yeah. I feel like I like him.
You
I
feel
like
him.
him,
Shout
die.
out shout out to The Angry Mob, Obina Agu, extraordinaire, A&R extraordinaire. The name of the fourth rapper is Willie Jackson. It was produced by Emeno, young prolific producer who's doing his thing. But this is the first single, and Obinagu basically assembled these young MCs, Nigerian MCs, together. And you can see how Payback is just sliding over the record. He took the first verse, Willie Yama boy, Yama boy, like if it's I'm like Ojuku, if it's war, is war. So many references. Payback is one of my favorite Nigerian MCs, anyways. Even favorite MCs, globally. Payback is right there up for me. His last 2 albums, Cult and West African Goats, are some of the most amazing bodies of work I've heard, in most recent times. So I just like to listen to real good Nigerian hip hop music, and this, and again, look at the chorus, man. Say I got Steve hyped already.
Come on, man.
Yeah, that's what's up. Anyways, welcome to another episode of Loose Talk Podcast. I can promise you from the get-go, this is not going to be 4 hours. So if you need to ration it now, start rationing it. Maybe you need to pause and go and do something and come back. Start rationing it now, because ain't nobody giving you guys 4 hours no more. Just saying.
No, not say no more. We might do it next week. We might do it next 2 weeks, but not today, right?
Okay.
Like do you have a problem with the 4 hours in terms of like I know it takes a long time though, but like once in a while,
Yeah, once in a while is good.
Although very soon though, we'll be doing it like very, very often. So
Yeah.
very, very soon. So
Yeah.
you guys wait for what's coming. It's coming.
All right.
Pause.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
You gotta pause that. Yeah, but fair enough. Yeah, that's definitely coming. Glad to have you guys back again, listening to us on another week. Hey man, let's just keep it in perspective. You're alive. You're
Bro.
alive to listen,
Bro.
man. And
Bro.
there's nothing like life.
Yep.
You know what they say, when there's life, there's hope. So
Yeah,
let's just
yeah.
be grateful for this little life that we have to experience right now. People have passed away, and it depends on how you look at it. Some people can look at it, people have passed away, gone to another place. Well, yeah,
Mhm.
some people don't look at it as negative, Jimmy. But it's always just good to be able to do things on your terms.
Yeah.
Also passing away. I also, even though I'm not afraid of death, but I don't want to get on the road now and accident happens and I didn't have time to tell my people bye bye. You understand what I'm saying?
I
You
get
get what
it,
I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
And again, you have people who love you, genuinely love you. So death is never
What is
always
going
going to be
them?
looked as a positive thing, but always as negative because you're leaving people behind. And they're going to go through the roller coaster of emotions, missing you and all that.
Definitely.
Hey guys, I did not wish to start this on a very heavy note. So let me just introduce my co-hosts, the one and only, the infatigable, the culture custodian, the pen, Mr. AOT2. What's happening, AOT2?
Thank you very much. Nothing much. We just did, Jerry. We just did.
Very short.
Why you just did now?
I just did. Nothing much now.
Are
you asking about my
week? Where you did Lungu? Where you did?
I know the Lungu. The Lungu me I did. We know what we represent. I don't know about anybody's Lungu.
There's no skate park in your Lungu.
There's no skate park in my Lungu, my nigga. Na father side. Now monkey post they play for you.
That's the energy you guys on. Okay.
Don't appropriate.
No.
Don't appropriate my culture. Thank you very much.
All right. Okay, so Ayo says it's in the Lungu, but it's in the Lunguest of Lungus.
Yes.
You don't enter some Lungu where even you go the fear. You don't enter those kind of Lungu before, Steve.
There's one Lagos Island Lungu I entered one day. I told you now. I was traumatized, and there was now human traffic. So I was now driving with him inside the human traffic. You can't speed, right?
Bro,
so you have to be walking.
If your car mistakenly
just tips somebody,
scratch something, you're
done.
They're
going to fuck you up. And it was Google Maps that took me there.
It's always Google Maps, same thing.
Bro, I was just thinking about my life. I'm like, bro, let me get Lagos, but this not be this part.
I know that side where you enter. Now after Yaba, now that we go side. Map go carry you go there. That place, human traffic.
Bro. And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here? Man.
That's the Lunguest of Lungus. You get some Lungu where you go enter, my God. You could just depress your more. There's no, first of all, you can't blend in.
No, there's no blending.
You get some kind of
your face alone, no good. You don't give you up. Your face don't give you up.
You're already profiled. They already know from the way you walk, the way you look. They're like, nah, this nigga in here. It's not for me.
Yeah.
Well, may our listeners not enter the Lunguest of Lungus.
Amen.
All right, Mr. Steve Dede, how you doing? What's happening?
I'm solid. Everything good.
All good?
Yeah, all good.
Alhamdulillah. All right, let's get straight into it.
You super admin, you good?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah. United lost yesterday, but no problems. We played well.
Bro, I was out all through yesterday. I think we had the pitch when they were just watching. We were still on the pitch when they were just watching the penalty shootout. But I was in a hurry to leave, So it was when I got home later in the evening, I checked the group when Jude said everywhere just quiet. That's how I knew that Man U had lost. I didn't know the result.
Yeah. But funny enough, I wouldn't have made any noise because it's charity. It's charity cup.
Yeah,
I don't see it as it's just.
I watched it last.
Let's just see how much fit the guys are.
And I was impressed with what I saw. I think injury is going to disturb that man again. But I liked what I saw, especially from Garnacho. I'm not like a biggest fan, but that guy, he impresses me. So I liked what I saw yesterday. So that's just it. That's the main point of.
I have a few thoughts about that match, but I think
we'll get into it when we get to the sports section. Definitely, we have that covered because football is back, guys, and another 12 months, or maybe 10 months. Our moods will be controlled basically by
our mental health
players,
by the performance of our
22 players, kicking a ball on the field.
Yep.
Entire mood. So let's get into it, man. Hey, South Africa. My South African brothers. What's happening?
Zulu.
What's happening? What's happening in Madiba's country?
Yeah, what's happening?
Tata.
Like, what did they happen?
Yeah.
What's going on? My South African people. Some of you listen to this podcast. A lot of you listen to this podcast. I see from the data. Now, if it's Nigerians in SA or SA, whatever. But, my guys, what is popping? All right, so where do we even start from? We start from this beauty pageant, Miss South Africa beauty pageants.
Yeah.
First of all, can we just talk about beauty pageants? I'm not the biggest fan of that shit. Back then, it used to look very glamorous, and I used to dig it because I used to be very proud of, and it was actually never like Miss Nigeria or whatever. It was always like Miss World because again, countries are being represented and are competing. And coming from a sports perspective, right? We always like enjoyed stuff like that. I was never the big fan of it on the local front because I don't know, like all of them on stage are beautiful. Like, what the hell are you guys doing? I've never digged it like that. But on the international stage, yes, especially when, Agbani Derego ended up winning, that was like a big thing. But like on the local fronts, I don't know. Maybe we
Yeah.
just treat it like the
Mm,
qualifiers. I've never
for
been
me,
it's never been a big deal for me. What about you guys?
for me, I think the height of beauty pageants, especially in Nigeria, was like when Ben Bruce started his own most beautiful girl in Nigeria in the 80s, I believe. And he brought a lot of glamour and showbiz into it. And it became a stepping stone for young, beautiful women to get to another level in society. So let's look at Bianca Ojukwu. She became most beautiful girl in Nigeria, represented Nigeria in a few international pageants. Then the controversy happened with her and Ojukwu. She had to step down. And when she stepped down, she was ably replaced by Regina Askia, who used that platform to now become a Nollywood actress. Then we also have people like Ibinabo Feberesma, who also won Miss Unilag, also went for MPGN and stuff.
Yeah.
She snowboarded into an actress, later becoming the AGM president. So you could see that there was a pipeline into fame
It was
for them.
misprisoned too.
See, it's crazy. There was a pipeline into fame.
Did she ever end up in jail?
Yeah,
She did a
spent-
stint.
she did a
brief
stint, yeah. A very brief one.
I need a movie from Ibinabo Ferreres or a
telling
movie
you.
or a book.
I'm telling you.
I'll take a book.
I'll take a book.
I'll take a 6-part Netflix series.
Bro, do you know that she was the owner of a nightclub, Pyramids nightclub in Ikeja?
Yes.
And
Yes.
It was a birthday gift to her from my boyfriend at that time.
Yup.
Let me tell you something
is when
about
you
the 90s into the 2000s. They were wilding though.
They were
Bro, 90s baddies. 90s baddies.
No,
Can't
no.
fuck with them.
Yeah, 90s baddies were crazy.
Yeah.
So I think the peak of it all was when Agbani Derego won
Agbani was the peak.
Miss World.
Yeah.
And before them, Miss World, we also had Olucho Owengba, who won the Mnet Face of Africa.
Yeah.
And, I think the last two B2 queens that we had were, what's her name? Mona, and then Joseph Yobo's wife. I forgot
Adeze. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
After
true.
that
That was the
time,
last
social
two
media-
I can remember.
Yeah. After that, social media came,
It diluted
you know,
everything.
it now became- diluted everything. So there was no need for you to get on your platform to become popular.
IGs.
You have
IGs
reality
is
shows.
pageantry
You can go on Big Brother Nigeria, do 3 months there, and you're as big as enemy. Who was the last
And-
Miss Nigeria, most beautiful girl in Nigeria?
I
You
don't
don't know. But you know Messi, you know Thatcher,
Yeah.
you know all these people. So and again, it's just tacky to me. Like, why are you judging women of their beauty at the end of the day? It's just like, bruh, I don't get. It doesn't move me. And then you have to put them in swimming trunks or bikinis, and
Yeah.
I mean, let's just move on. Yeah. In Nigeria, it's not what it used to be. It has died down totally.
In Nigeria or
let's
just
see what
all over
Mr.
the
Dominic
world?
could do with the franchise. All over the
The
world,
last,
generally.
because the last
I
time
want
it
to see what
trended
Mr.
was
Dominic is
when
going
the
to-
host Steve Harvey made an error in announcing the winner. That's the last time
Yeah.
something of that, like, on
Yeah.
that stage, like, trended worldwide. Since then, it has come and gone, and nobody
Yeah.
is always trending because of controversy. And
Pageants are not.
that brings us back to Miss South Africa. Do you get?
All right, before we go into Miss South Africa, just big shout out, as Ayo mentioned, a number of most beautiful girl in Nigeria pageant winners. Also give a shout out to Nike Oshinowo, who won it who was crowned in 1990.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, 1990.
Yeah.
Yes.
Damn, that's dope.
What's the name of that Yoruba babe who won just before Muna and Adezi, or after them? Forgotten her
Who
name. She went to Unilag.
became? Oh yeah, I remember her. And she was very
She's into
popular.
business now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was
If I
on
remember
all
her
the
name, I'll-
magazines. She was a Bella Niger darling.
Yeah. Anabana too was like probably the last one who made the splash, but we know why Anabana trended.
Yeah,
So-
Anabana.
Yeah.
Anabana too was very, very
Yeah.
popular.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe you were talking about Omomi Akinifesi.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
that's-
Yes.
that's-
That was in
yes.
That's a beautiful
2005.
lady.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful lady. Come on.
Yeah, some very. There was also, don't forget, in 2011 there was also Silva and Duca.
I didn't even know her. It's not
I
that
didn't
mentioning
know
her.
her.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't
Really?
know her.
Silva and Duca.
No.
Well, that's when I started
I
my
know her,
own,
but I didn't know. Yeah. Coverage
as a
journalist,
journalist.
yeah.
I really covered her.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the
Anyways, okay, so back to South Africa. Let's go down south. All right, Chidimma Adetshina, a Miss South Africa contestant, right, who is of Nigerian heritage, sparked national controversy and a government investigation, just surrounding the whole Miss South Africa 2024. And she was forced to withdraw from the beauty pageants. Who is she? Let's go into that. Her full name is Chidimma Vanessa Onwe Adetshina. The Adetshina has a T. Interesting. Adetshina.
Adetshina.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess
never
that's
seen that before.
stylized.
Probably.
She was born in 2001, the same year Jay-Z's The Blueprint dropped. Always fascinates me. In Soweto, she's born to a Nigerian father and a Mozambican mother, even though some sources claim that her mother is actually a Zulu South African. Her father is of Igbo descent, while her mother is a Mozambican who became naturalized in South Africa as a citizen. Upon confusion of her birthplace and nationality, she cleared the case by providing proof to the authorities. She is currently studying international relations at the University of Pretoria. Her participation in Miss South Africa pageant has been surrounded by controversy, with some calling for her removal due to her citizenship and eligibility concerns. So, she reached the top 11 finalists, right? And immediately it sparked outrage in certain parts of South Africa, of course, finding its way down to social media, with a lot of South Africans calling for her removal because she's not of South African heritage. That's what they claim. She's not South African by nationality. And of course, this has also, found its way into Nigerian Twitter. The whole context around this is that South Africans have a thing for Nigerians, and Nigerians claim that South Africans feel that because she's a Nigerian, she shouldn't participate or qualify. And this has to do with basically identifying her through her name. Once they saw the name, of course, it rang like Nigerian, and a lot of South Africans were like, she shouldn't be, participating. But the pushback there is, guys, she is born in South Africa. She's basically a South African. She has a South African passport. She has a South African identity card. Like, what more do you want? She's a citizen, right? But again, we can't run away from the claims of xenophobia here, which have always existed for a minute. And a lot of people are saying South Africans, you can see from the feedback, a lot of people didn't have any clear reason why she shouldn't participate in the pageant. There were no real reasons. There were no clear reasons, at least from a lot of people. Steve.
No. But later on, I think they were just their cause were justified, though, right? Because if you read, if you read the full, there's another follow-up story to that, which the Ministry of Home Office of South Africa confirmed that they accused Adetshina's parents of committing identity theft, right? When they were trying to, for the citizenship proof of citizenship. Like when she was born, they took on someone's identity to register her as a South African, right? So basically, South Africa don't do nationalism by birth, right? It has to be by parents, like by either of your parents. One of your parents must be South African for you to be a South African, right? Just because you were born in South Africa does not make you a South African. That's not how the citizenship works, right?
Yeah.
So the way what is happening now is that the Home Office has, because of the calls from like the controversy, the Home Office, remember the minister even tweeted about it. The Home Office
launched an investigation.
They launched an investigation and we found out allegedly that the parents of Adetshina had stolen someone else's identity to be able to register her as a South African. Right?
Let me read the full report here. It says the Department of Home Affairs for South Africa has announced preliminary findings after it launched an investigation to determine the authenticity of Chidimma Adetshina's citizenship claims. Miss Adetshina is a contestant in the Miss South Africa pageant. It was held on Saturday in Pretoria, right? The investigation and its findings could potentially impact the outcome of the competition. The Home Affairs Department alleged that the preliminary evidence suggests Ms. Adetshina's mother may have committed fraud. The Home Affairs Department said they responded swiftly to the organizers of the Miss South Africa's request by conducting the investigation. The statement partly reads, "From the information we have uncovered thus far, the Department of Home Affairs can indicate that the prima facie reasons exist to believe that fraud and identity theft may have been committed by the person recorded in the Home Affairs records as Chidimma Adetshina's mother. Adetshina could not have participated in the alleged unlawful actions of her mother as she was an infant at the time when the investigations took place in 2001. An innocent South African mother whose identity may have been stolen as part of the alleged fraud committed by Adetshina's mother suffered as a result because she could not register her child." And then there've been more investigations into it and all that.
Thank you.
That's just crazy.
That's crazy.
That's
Yes.
crazy.
It's crazy, and it's intriguing. It's crazy, and it shows, it also shows another perspective of how the human mind works. Because if I commit, I'm not going to do that. But if I commit citizenship fraud and a stolen identity, the best thing I would have done for my daughter is not to expose her, to such media scrutiny. Do you get
Yeah.
avoid platforms like that. Just be open to her to say, this is why you can't go on this platform, right? Because of what we did, so that we'll be able to give you a better life or whatever it is, right? And just move on with life. But you committed such a huge crime, right? A high level of crime, and you put in the innocent girl into this kind of media scrutiny that has exposed everybody, exposed that her life has changed forever. She's not going to be, obviously, the government is not going to hold her responsible because she was just a child, right? So I don't know what else will be the repercussions or the punishment on our part. Maybe the rescind of citizenship. I don't know what that will entail, right? But it's just sad to see how someone's life has changed just because, one, someone committed crime, first of all, and two, the person who committed crime has once again choosing not to remain quiet about it and instead gone to have a public life. It doesn't make sense. And while it justifies the whole controversy, it doesn't justify how vile the campaign was, right? Because underneath, what you sense, you see that sense, that you feel that anger, the sort of envy, jealousy, hatred, during all this whole campaign. It's very fine to raise the credibility of a contestant for a national platform that is Miss South Africa. It's very, very important you do that, right?
It's legitimate.
But it's very, very legitimate. But it's also, it has to be done in a very with due process, with facts, and with a lot of, how do I put it? With a lot less hates that we've seen with South Africans, right? So while the whole concept of identity theft, the whole investigation kind of justifies the call for her to be investigated, it doesn't justify the hate and the vile and the straight up bullying that she suffered all through the campaign. So two things can be true. Yes, she wasn't eligible, allegedly, according to the Home Office, to contest in the pageantry, but she was also bullied. There was a lot of hate campaign towards her and towards Nigerians. And, the root of all is just, I don't know, maybe it's just a hate for the fellow black people. So I don't know. Maybe it's envy.
Let me ask a question.
Yeah.
If the mom hadn't committed fraud and
Yes.
she is legitimately a citizen, right?
Yeah.
Do you think the outcome would have been different?
No, that's the thing. I don't think
No.
it would. I think it would have been the same.
You think she would have still stepped down?
Maybe not step down. I think the reason she chose to step down was because maybe, internally they've weighed the situation to say, oh, this is what happened. Maybe we're in the wrong or something like that. Maybe she wouldn't have stepped down.
I
But
think
she
she
would have
stepped down
suffered.
because it is now clear that the mother committed fraud. and
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
With that extension,
Yes.
you can't then
You
participate.
can't then participate.
But I'm
Thank
saying
you.
if she didn't commit fraud, do you think she would have still stepped down?
No, she wouldn't have stepped down. But she would have gotten the same level of hits, the same level of bullying, and the same level of
No,
hate
the
campaign.
level and hate of bullying has nothing to do with the mom committing fraud. That was found halfway when they had already spat out the bile anyways.
Yeah, true.
They are actually mutually exclusive.
It's true. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was just thinking, if the mother didn't commit fraud, would she have been pressured to still step down, or would she have stayed?
I don't think so. I don't think she would have been pressured to stay. She would have stayed. She would have stayed.
Because until the fraud claims came out, she doubled down.
She doubled down. Yeah, she
know.
doubled down straight up.
But yeah,
You know,
I think the big line is for me there. Staying in the dark when you did something
when
in the
you've
dark
committed a crime.
come on, man.
Come on, man. You know?
Is required of you to do at least.
Yeah, the crime itself is horrible because you know, from the reports, they stole someone's identity and the person is suffering. The person can't register the child. That means someone else is now being seen as a non-citizen. Why
That's
they were the
crazy.
citizen? That's crazy. Do you get? That's really, really, really horrible. Such a horrible.
Can I add my 2 cents on this?
Oh, please go on.
So yeah, we seen what has happened. She has dodgy claims to the effect that she's South African, which is fine. I think any other country will also do that too. But like Steve said, it's the reaction towards it. Now, I have a friend who stays in South Africa. Is either in Joburg or what is it called, Pretoria, right? And he said that after this whole Chidimma thing, based on this Chidimma thing, they raided the area he was living in and immigration started asking people for their papers. You know, shop owners, business owners who are Nigerian, up to the point that they were taking people out of taxis and buses to ask for their papers.
That is crazy.
That's crazy. Let's not even hide this thing again. South Africa is a xenophobic country.
No, 100%.
It doesn't like other Africans, especially black Africans coming into their country.
They like the white ones though.
They love they
love them.
Who won it at the end of the day?
All right, let's get into that. So the pageantry held on last Saturday, and congratulations to Mia Leroux, you know, Miss South Africa 2024. And if you've had the time to actually Google her name and look at her picture,
surprise.
Yeah, surprise. It's you would have thought, you know, that it would be somebody who really represents who is a South African. But I mean, due to their point, she's a legitimate South African.
She's legitimate South African, exactly.
So, you know, they're just trying to prove to you that, hey, this had nothing to do with xenophobia. We're not liking other nationalities. We just want you to do it by the books, right? I guess that's their point.
Yeah.
But you know, of course, nobody cares about the truth when the lie is more entertaining. So Twitter went into action, and you know, they gave it to them. They basically gave it to South Africans that, hey, see you people, always worshiping your white people, la 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 la. You know, and all of that.
Tweets?
Of course, Tyler first reacted to the whole thing, right? Tyler, the South African singer. She tweeted, she says, "I will always stand with South Africa. I just feel regardless of the opinions. She was bullied, and that's what I don't stand for."
I'm very uncomfortable with this.
I now know why Osagie has an African accent all of a sudden. The Dutch, and so on. Well done.
Oh my God!
Speaking the language of the enslavers. Okay.
Oh God.
You know, so basically that's what she said. So she kind of stands. Before that, she had quoted African Fact Zone on Twitter and said, when they announced that she was stepping down, she said, "Disappointed that this happened to her, but wish you all the best, girl. Kill it." And of course, they gave it to Tyler immediately as South African.
Yeah, they gave it to her.
Gave it to her. But I like people standing up like that. I like seeing. At the end of the day, guys,
true.
These things we call nationalities and countries and all of these things are just fabricated by people like you and I. And I believe when it comes to like celebrating people, rewarding people, you know, just loving people, please just try and remove all these things. Whether you're white, black, you know, from which country, these things don't matter at the end of the day. And you know, some of the Nigerians that are complaining that South Africans are xenophobic, you bring it down to your own country, and then everybody now rearranges into their own tribe as well. So are you really all about it? You're not. Because we saw what happened in the last elections. We see what is happening now. Some government officials have now reading on the bigotry and anti-tribalistic values that are being spewed around. And people are encouraging it and people aren't calling it out. So what are we saying? It's easy to call out xenophobia from South Africans, but we see it happening every day in our own backyard. Are you calling it out?
Yeah.
There's also another way you can look at it.
Do you believe that Chidimma would have been allowed to win Miss Lagos.
Yes,
Come
I
on,
believe.
man.
Ayo.
Yes, now.
Yes, because they are.
Yes, now.
So
I mean, of late, sorry, Ayo, of late,
Yeah.
some people can start nonsense.
Of late,
Right?
I'm talking about
And
late,
is this
like
whether we like
Yeah,
it or
but
not, is this APC fanboys that
APC
started
rubbish,
this
yeah.
nonsense? But
Yeah.
before that, I've never seen Lagos
I've
as
never heard. Yeah, it's true.
come
yeah.
on, man. You have Igbo commissioners,
true.
you have
Yeah,
The-
that's true.
the lady that was said to be dating Timini that caused the ruckus back then, she
Yeah.
applied for Most Beautiful Girl on Miss Nigeria, one of them, and she was representing Lagos. I don't think she's from,
Oh,
I don't
okay.
think her state of origin is from Lagos.
Yeah.
From Lagos. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's back then it was possible. But post 2023 elections, anything can happen.
Yeah,
Anything
anything
can
can happen. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Especially from the social media point of view, right?
Yeah.
I
I
agree.
saw Burna Boy also posted the picture and said, so after all of that, you know,
Do you know
which
what
is
South Africans are saying under his tweets?
well,
They're saying it's AKA that made you, so we don't blame you.
they
Jesus
should
Christ.
keep
Saying
it-
Ike
should
made
keep
Burna
it
Boy is
quiet.
crazy.
That's their
AKA
that's
making
their,
Burna Boy is wild.
It's wild.
It's wild.
It's wild.
That's wild.
I did know this
Yeah.
way I miss
That's
AKA. Do you know this way I miss AKA? Because AKA would have stood up for this thing too. He would have said, no, this is rubbish. You know. I remember when there was a issue of xenophobia going on where people were killed, and AKA tweeted that he wished he wasn't South African right now, or he wanted to burn his South African passport or something like that.
Yeah.
And they cleared him, but you're like, fuck it. Nigerians are our brothers at the end of the day.
Yeah, I remember.
So he was one of the people that stood up against, that whole hatred against black
That's in
Africans.
the still,
Africans, yeah.
at that time.
Rest in peace to Super
Rest in
Mega.
peace.
Rest in peace
Mega.
Yeah, man.
to Super Mega. Anyways, guys, at the end of the day, all these things don't matter. Color, all these
matter.
things, they don't matter. Picking sides over. I've never seen it like that. See, one
But
of
it
my
matters,
best
though.
times.
It matters to a lot of people.
It does matter to a lot of people, but to what end? That's always my point. To what end? Look at when we all worked at Pulse, right? Do you think we ever looked at it as, oh, this person is from a certain tribe, so we have to put this person in this position, or we have to hire more of these people? It was never that. It was always merit and performance.
Post was an outlier. Post was an outlier.
Do you understand?
Take that to any ministry, state ministry, local ministry, federal ministry, and it changes.
But why do you think? Why should I think that if I bring in somebody that comes from my
the person is going to do a better job?
So I think the ulterior motive comes from the start, which is you're not looking for performance. You're just looking for people who will be loyal to you. So when you do your BS, you just have people who you can rope under. You're from my town, so you can't say XYZ.
Yeah. It's always incompetence and corruption. Those are the two. That's the foundation for all this rubbish they are doing. Oh, I can put this person here. So even when I'm not doing my job, the person cannot clear me. Or when I'm stealing money, I just give him a cut and we are okay. Instead of bringing a competent person there to come and do something.
It never works. It never works. Bringing competent people, irrespective of their religion, irrespective of their tribe. Once you, I could know myself. All those things, I know this. I don't even want to know if you worship.
Nigeria is a clear example. Nigeria is a clear example of why tribalism doesn't work. It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
There's someone I won't say I hate now. Like I don't hate the person. I don't have any sort of energy towards that person. My football club, right? Like we used to, you do elections. We have an executive, president, vice president. And the day I started looking at this guy funny was when he sat close to me one day and said, for 2 years now, we don't get two Igbo presidents. The things like what he meant, like for 2 years now, the club has had like Igbo boys be presidents.
Yeah.
Like, and he started expressing his fear of this club being an Igbo club. Do you understand? Bro, the day he mentioned it, we were at a bar because after playing football sometimes, before I started hanging out under the tree of Sags, after football sometimes, most times, like 2-3 years ago, we'll go to a bar and just chill. So one day we just figured out that, bro, we are married men, not this bad thing. You get like,
bring all the drinks to the.
Let's bring drinks here. Let's stay under the tree, chill.
For those who don't know, right? The football club, which I was a member of, which I believe I'm still a member of, right? Even though I've not played football in a minute. Once we are done playing football, we sit under the tree. We have turkey and yam chips delivered to us, right? Which is counterproductive if you look at it because you just finished working out, right? And then if anybody brought beer, wine, coke, anything, right?
Zobo,
Yeah,
tiger
Zobo.
nuts, stuff
And
like
then we
that.
have like really good conversations, like
Conversation.
light-hearted
Yeah,
conversations.
yeah, yeah. So but he mentioned it and I waved it off. I'm like, maybe it's just a one-off thing. And I just started seeing that pattern, just seeing that, that thought process about, oh, this is Igbo, this is Yoruba. There's one day, someone comes to play football with us one Saturday. The following Saturday, he comes, he joins, he registers, he pays, and he introduces himself. He was like, thank God, a Yoruba person. Do you get? I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And we're very good friends.
It doesn't matter.
We became like, at that time, we were kind of like close. He used to come to my house sometimes, we just gist, And that's when I started withdrawing from that person. And during the last election, he finally showed himself in the group. Then that's how he was deleted of the group. He left the club and stuff like that. And
but I want to ask, how was he now your friends? Why did he identify with you? Because you don't understand. You're closer to being Igbo.
So he was the one that insists. He's always insisting that I'm not Igbo, that Delta Igbo is not Igbo. Like I don't like. So meanwhile, like years later, I started, thinking back at that thing. I was like, he was trying to justify the reason he was friends with me. I know Igbo. I know they behave like Igbo person. All this kind of like you be like Yoruba person. I get that a lot in Lagos. People think I'm Yoruba.
Now you get Lagos.
So that was when I. So that was when I withdrew. Finally, during the last election, he showed himself. He left the group and stuff like that. And in the last 6 months, he has made some attempts like reach back, what's up. And I just look at the Instagram and the WhatsApp message and just totally ignore. I don't have any space for that in my life. Do you imagine how meeting someone and just thinking about where this person come from? Do you understand what that means?
Yeah.
Like, it's fucked up. Like, it's a very terrible way of thinking. And, and that was what really, that's my experience in my recent experience with this tribalism thing from somebody who I know personally.
Anyways, man, let me just tell you something. You guys can do whatever you want to do. You can say Yoruba, Igbo, anything. Shout out to everybody. But I'll rep my hometown, Edo boys. You know how we
Let's
are.
go.
The 05 to the new boys. When you hear records like this, just know we're in town.
Which record are you people? It's not this week that you should be playing this kind of record, though. Like,
why?
My honor. No, DJ.
I said no dog yourself. Shout out to all my Edo boys listening now. Let me rep it.
Ginger. Sanga, swagga. Slizzy, change it. I see the girls. You be in the bar. It's so fun. And they use you back. Tell me. Stepping at the club, then the shots, Wabino. Even in the street, then the shots, Wabiri.
Shout out to all my Edo boys listening in the building, everywhere. Just flying the Edo flag. We're up now. Just gotta say it, man. We're up.
I'll be hitting.
Don't worry. Governmentship election they call. Don't worry. We go see now full colors. We will see you with your full colors that day.
I don't know if Lagos.
I don't know if Lagos. So.
Now true. No, we know.
Anyways, guys, at the end of the day, these things don't matter. Tribe, whatever, please. And if it matters to you to that level, please just find your way. Like, if you see me coming, go your side.
Just go.
I don't get energy for that kind of talk. I don't get energy for that kind of matter. I beg. All right, but anyways, we wish Miss Chidimma Adetshina the very best. She's still in school. Please go get your. I heard she has also been invited to participate in another pageantry. I don't know if you guys saw
in
that.
Nigeria.
I think it's Miss Universe.
But you need to represent a country.
You need to represent the country in Miss Universe now.
That's how it works.
You have to be a winner of your country, then you go and represent.
You can't.
But I'm reading the report here. It says Chidimma Adetshina gets invited to Miss Universe Nigeria. Okay, so she has to start from Nigeria. She's been invited already. So
who owns the franchise for Miss Universe Nigeria? Is that the Bruce
It's here.
family.
There's a whole press release here. Dear Miss Additional, we at Miss Universe Nigeria have been closely following the developments regarding your decision to bow out of Miss South Africa beauty pageant. We acknowledge the circumstances surrounding your withdrawal and understand the challenges you may be facing. In light of this event, we want to extend our support and encouragement. We believe that your journey into the world of pageantry is far from over and that there are still numerous opportunities for you to showcase your talent, grace, and beauty. As a Nigerian by heritage, we would like to formally invite you to participate in Miss Universe Nigeria 2024 pageant. This is an opportunity to represent your father's native land on an international stage, and we believe you would be an outstanding contender. We encourage you to consider this opportunity and take part in a competition that celebrates the strength, intelligence, and diversity of Nigerian women. Should you wish to participate, all you need to do is respond to this invitation, and we'll be delighted to guide you through the next steps. We look forward to hearing from you, and we hope to see you continue your journey in pageantry with the Miss Universe Nigeria pageant. Guy Moribus, National Director, Miss
It's the
Universe.
Silverbird.
Oh,
I
okay,
just checked
okay,
now. It's the Silverbird. It's the Silverbird family that owns it. So
That
Yes.
owns
it's a
it.
franchise.
They own the
Okay.
franchise here, yeah.
They own
So
the
anybody who
franchise.
wins then goes to
Goes to the international level.
usually what used to happen was most beautiful girl in Nigeria, the winner would will represent Nigeria at Miss World, and then the first
Yeah.
runner up would represent Nigeria at Miss Universe. But I guess they've started
Something
their
like that.
own Miss Universe pageantry as well.
Pageantry. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, let her do it. Let her do it. I'm reading a South African website, timeslive.co.za, and the headline is Chidimma Adetshina gets invite to Miss Universe Nigeria, but some find it unfair to those who earned it. Omo, they're not gonna let this girl rest.
See, I don't know. I don't. She does, bro. Just get your degree and move on. I beg, because everywhere you go to, people just be forming hate.
Yeah. Shout out to her, man, and shout out to her family. I heard she was previously married. She's divorced now. She got divorced in February, and
For
she has a
real?
child. Yeah, so
The Chidimma.
yeah, Chidimma
Oh,
Adetshina.
okay.
So
Okay.
just shout out to her, and I wish her the best. Please
Awesome.
get this. But see, it also shows me how crazy it is when you get under the spotlight. And someone who has been under the spotlight
Media
for a
scrutiny
minute,
is
let me tell you,
public scrutiny.
the thing is like energy that you don't know.
Yeah,
The
you don't
energy
know what's
just comes
happening.
around you.
Yep.
It's also crazy because everything is going on social media. The best thing to do is just get off social media, right? But then you just feel some sort of energy, negative, bad energy
Yeah.
around you, and yeah, it's never a good thing. It's never, especially when you're not trained for it, especially when you didn't plan it.
Yeah.
To be very honest, for all the times I trended, I had an idea the shit was coming. Do you understand? I had an
Most
idea
likely. Yeah.
something was going to happen. I know what I said, or I know what was going down, or I know, okay, I'll get reaction or whatever. You're just chilling on your own. You're trying to win a pageantry. You've worked for it, and all of a sudden, you're just in the middle of everything, right? And then you have no control of whatever your family does. There was a video you were telling me, Steve, of the family who then put out a video of them encouraging the girl, but the people, it further aggravated people
Yes,
basically.
it further aggravated. Yeah.
Yeah,
Stuff like that.
and you don't have a control over that.
You don't have
You
a
know how many
control
people are you
over.
going to
Yeah.
get the phone on and start calling? It's like when someone blows and then you have like a long lost girlfriend or a long lost boyfriend who then comes out and says, "Oh, I knew this person 10 years before," and then starts telling your business.
Yeah.
People do
that's
stuff
mad.
for clout, and I've noticed that, and it's destroyed some of the friendships I had. I had a respect for like for a young man before, and he did some things on social media, and I'm like, did you just sell our friendship for 5 seconds of fame?
For
Did you just
retweets.
do that?
Yeah.
Tweets that got you high for a minute. And maybe because we've been in this media thing and in this circle and we're numb to it and we really don't even like it and we stay away from it,
Stay
right?
away from me. Yeah.
I mean, as a matter of fact, listeners of this podcast know we don't even put out quotes anymore because we don't want
That's
anything
true.
going
We don't put-
viral. We don't
yeah.
want anything going out of context. We don't want the wahala. We don't want anything that comes to do with it. We really don't want it,
Yeah.
and we just stay away from that thing. And I've been able to figure that whatever social media clout you have from making a podcast is very different from the amount of people that listen to your podcast. They are two different things. two very, very different things. And for us, I'm glad that we on this podcast are comfortable with just recording the podcast and all of that. We see the amount of people that listen every week, and those are encouraging.
Yeah, it's
When we
very,
share
very.
it in the group and everything, but it's what you see on social media and the interaction and engagement is a tiny fraction of the amount of people listening.
Mhm.
It's they
Yeah.
don't even correlate.
They
They are
don't
not
even correlate.
proportional to each
Yeah.
other. Their growth. And I'm
Yeah.
very happy. I used to work with a bunch of podcasters who we increased the listenership of their podcast by 10 folds. So we 10x it. But because they were not getting the same proportion
The
of growth on social
yeah.
media, they weren't happy with what we're doing.
What do you need the most? This is not the listeners that you need the most as a podcast.
See, some people go into these things for another
For different
motive.
reasons.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so they
Yeah.
weren't happy with us, and they were constantly complaining that they weren't going viral and they weren't getting traction on social media, even though we are 10x their listenership. So again, it's the motive and the angle in which you are coming from. But for us, like, I get it, but man, clouds, stay away from clouds because it really doesn't help.
It doesn't help. Yeah. Thank you.
All
Thank
right,
you.
the protest has come and gone. I thought it was going to be for 9 days. Did it actually last for 9 days?
Not really 90s.
I don't even know. I can't even keep track of how many days it lasted. Maybe in the north, maybe it was up to 9 days, but I'm not sure. Lagos
Which
by
9
Monday,
days?
everyone was.
By
Monday,
Monday, everyone was gassed out.
I don't. You don't do.
Maybe
And
not
that's all
start a
predicted in
protest on a
this podcast.
Friday. Maybe start a protest on a Monday
Protest on a Monday.
or
Yeah, that
Thursday.
Friday
They started
thing,
on Thursday,
on
right?
Thursday, on Thursday, yes. So
It's on a
Thursday, Friday,
Thursday.
Saturday, people don't retire. Sunday, people don't go church. By Monday, come on now. Come on now.
Tinubu already begged you on Sunday. So what do you want?
Yes, what do you want to do?
He
again?
begged you on Sunday.
Yeah.
The pastors and imam also got into it. Do you understand? And they locked in everybody. So by Monday, like this, you just look more. But I think if you had started on Monday, I think things would have gone differently. Because you would have built that momentum Monday, Tuesday, all the way to Friday.
Osagie, the protest was not on anything tangible than just anger. So when you're angry the first day, your anger will cool down by the second day and third day now. You will move on with life now. It's not as if they had it planned out like, okay, this is how we are going to do it the first 3 days, then the next 3 days, then let's come out.
It's one of the weakest protests I've witnessed.
I've seen campus protests that last longer than what these guys did.
Yeah. Did the protests achieve anything?
Nothing. We just first order. To be very honest, hearing our president speak is a rare thing. So that is a major achievement for me. That's major like forcing our president to do a nationwide broadcast is a huge.
I want to ask a question, Steve. I want to ask a question. Why does it seem important for us to have national presidential speeches or when the president is addressing us and it's live? Why does it always have to be recorded?
It doesn't have the capacity for it, man.
It's Buhari that started this.
It's Buhari that started it. Buhari started.
And I feel like Buhari's energy
used to do in live media chats. Come on.
I feel like later on, Buhari got like he was so sound health wise, he could have started doing live. But like
thank you.
When he started, Homeboy couldn't do anything live, bro.
No.
Homeboy. In fact, the recorded one, they were chopping it so much.
Yes. Yeah.
The editing was on another level.
Yeah.
CapCut suffer for their hand as well. So they chop that thing. They chop and die.
And then chop and die, man. Man. So I think he started with Buhari. So you're telling me that this broadcast that Tinubu did wasn't live. I mean, the speech had, of course, dropped earlier. When it was published and we read it and everything. So you're telling me Tinubu's speech was recorded as well and wasn't live?
Yeah, it wasn't live.
I don't think so far any of his speeches have been live.
Any of his speeches, none of his speeches.
How do you know it's not live though? Because they record it and then play it. How do you then know it's not live?
You go know now. You go use eye test judge out now.
No, it's not about eye test.
It's not about eye test,
because it's not recorded
and
played as if it's live. How do we know it's not live?
But it's not. They don't.
We knew about Buhari's zone because they were constantly cutting it, so we saw the edits. You understand? As it was jumping, they
are not even telling us that it's live. Like then, it's not as if they're coming out to say it's live. It's not live.
There was no live. There was no live banner. There was no live banner there now. Like
there's no live banner there now. Yeah, on the NC on the broadcast, there's no live.
So my USB, they
never come out to say he's doing a live speech. Yeah,
So now USB they use.
And if you want to do a live speech, it's easy to tell, right? Like in terms of them, like for example, American president, they will show you walking to the podium, right, or to the pulpit or whatever it is. Give the speech, then wave, then you see an aide come to him with maybe come and collect a paper and they walk off, right? So yeah, it's not. They've never like good luck. It's started with Buhari. We've never had a live nationwide broadcast from our president. But recorded or not recorded, at least we heard from Tinubu. He confirmed that he's still our president. He's still, putting things in play and stuff like that. Although this week, I learned that the relief fund, the 500 billion relief fund that he said that he released, Shey Makinde said nothing like that.
So Shey Makinde just pops up from
he just pops up from nowhere and just give it to them and just releases the news.
The tactics. The tactics. Is it Shey Makinde or the guy in Benin in Edo State?
Yeah,
now two of them.
Obaseki, two of them. They lose the talk. Yeah.
Obaseki said we never receive any rice. So then FG now counter that they've manipulated the rice. That they've gone to repackage it as Edo rice. That they got rice actually. So it's always PDP governors always tackling the president.
Anyway, so leadership newspaper reports Makinde denies Tinubu's claim of 570 billion naira support funds to states. Oyo State Governor Shey Makinde has disagreed with President Bola Tinubu over the claim made during a nationwide broadcast on Sunday that states shared from the 570 billion naira given to them to cushion the effects of economic hardship in the country. Makinde, who is also the deputy chairman of Nigeria's Governors Forum, made the counterclaim in a newsletter published on the state's official website, saying the funds disbursed was not a direct allocation from the federal government. It says, before I speak more on that, on further actions we have taken to show our commitment to productivity and sustainability, let me respond to a long message I received earlier in the week from a concerned citizen. The message was about the purported 570 billion naira hardship fund given to the 36 states by the FG. I was queried about what I used the money for. Let me categorically state that this is yet another case of misrepresentation of facts. The said funds were part of the World Bank assisted NG Cares project, a program for result intervention. The World Bank facilitated an intervention to help states in Nigeria with COVID-19 recovery. CARES means COVID-19 Action Recovery Economic Stimulus. It was called Program for Results because states had to use their money in advance to implement the program. After the World Bank verified the amount spent by the states, Verit reimbursed the states through the platform provided at the federal level. The federal government did not give any state money. They were simply the conduit through which the reimbursements were made to states for money already spent. So are you trying to tell me now that Tinubu they whine us? Is that's basically what he said?
Because
so
this was part
of
this was
Ayo,
part
I
of,
gave you money.
Yeah,
no, you did not give me money, Ayo.
While it was
the money I used that Steve said that he's going to give me money, but I should go ahead and use my own money to help people that he will pay me back. Steve now paid the money through you to pay me. Why are you now claiming that you give me money?
Osage,
you give me money.
Osage, nothing they call.
Do you get like
you the wine federal? You the wine federal?
Federal the wine also.
Federal the wine.
When I saw that story, and the reason why I didn't read an article about it, I was trying to force myself not to believe it, because this was part of what he read out
as
in
a
his speech,
statement,
as part of his achievements. Like
yes.
You read it. Like, come on now.
You know my problem with this.
Propaganda-driven.
You know my problem with this. My problem is, as this governor has spoken now and really uncovered what the money was for.
The media is not happy. It's not jumping on it.
Yeah, like the media like doesn't jump back and then focus all the cameras back on
to the president
to the president to say, hey, what you said. This governor has countered it. So do you have anything to say? There's nothing like that. Everybody just kind of moves on. That's the problem. Shey continues, Governor Shey Makinde continues, says, it is important to note that the World Bank Fund is a loan to states, not a grant. So states will need to repay this loan.
To pay back.
But also that NG Cares, which was christened Oyo Cares in our state, predates the present federal administration. So in direct response to the message, the federal government did not give Oyo State any money. We were in reimbursed funds, which is 5.98 billion naira in the first instance, and then 22 million naira in the second instance. We invested it in in three result areas of NG cares, which includes input distribution to smaller, older farmers within our states. In fact, when the World Bank saw our model for the distribution of inputs preceded by biometric capturing of beneficiary farmers, they adopted it in the NG cares model. Oyo State will always led in ensuring transparency in any donor facilitated interventions. This is why we always picked as one of the subnational beneficiaries. Bro,
So why hasn't
this man just lied on national TV.
Yep.
and why hasn't the media flagged this? Because this is a big red
That's
flag.
the thing. It should
This
be.
is a huge federal,
Yeah.
big red flag. But now it's just part of is in your page 3.
This thing
national
should be
daily.
major talking points at all political TV shows, headlines, radio shows, social media. Like, come and explain why you lied to us. Because
This
I
is
was
a
here
big
last
lie.
week. We were here last week praising Tinubu say, oh, he has
Yeah,
little
giving
hands in what
governors.
is happening. Yeah, governors and stuff like that. And you are blatantly lying in a nationwide broadcast to your citizens. It's
Bro,
insane.
this is if we had a strong opposition, which we don't have, that's the problem. If we had a strong opposition, they're hanging him with this.
Yeah.
Finish.
You lied.
You lied.
Bro, they're going to buy media time and expose this lie. Talk about newspaper, radio, TV, online.
You basically lied. And nobody's, man, the media is going through it in Nigeria.
Yes, now who pay now? If you pay, then it's all good.
The media is going through it in Nigeria. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Basically, I really don't know what to say. I'm lost for words.
This will be a scandal in any normal country, but we know that Nigeria is
our media industry. We need help, bro. Like from investments, financial investments, to manpower, to personnel, to training, bro. It's in crisis.
Because all those things border on how independent you can be.
Thank you. Yeah. How independent you can be, do you get? You know.
Yeah, but if you know you're getting
this thing will be on. You know how CNN has like talk shows, like political shows, all through like different political shows all through the day, right? In 24 hours. Maybe they'll add maybe tourism and culture and stuff like that. Every like for example, Amampa, the German born guy. All of them will lead this story as a talking point. Just imagine a US president, a presidential candidate or US president coming on air to say he did something and he didn't do it. You know, we won't hear the last of it. And that's
a scandal.
It's a scandal. It's a big scandal. And
to affect your chances in the next election.
In the next election. Obviously, they're going to remind you. He's going to come up in debates, stuff like that. You know.
And why is it that it's only Seyi Makinde that is speaking?
I think because in the PDP's governors forum, he has a role that he's played there. I don't know his position. I think he has a position there.
And so, what I'm trying to say is that the other governors who definitely know that the president lied just kept quiet and kept him moving.
Is your party now? You can't be an APC governor now and clear your own president now.
But Seyi Makinde is not the only PDP governor. Asake is not the only PDP governor. Delta State is a PDP governor. Just River State is. So why are they not coming out to say, "Oh, this is a lie"? Or didn't they read this speech? Didn't know the presidents of the country had a nationwide broadcast, and there's a speech that was sent out to media houses publicly, not just even to media houses, like publicly at this point, right? So what can you hold the president by the words of his speech?
So I've read this, right? Makinde replaces this from 2022. Makinde replaces Tambuwa as PDP Governors Forum's chairman. So Makinde is the chairman of the People's Democratic Party Governors Forum. But I don't know if he was speaking on the forum. No, but he used Oyo as an example. So I don't think he was.
Yes, he wasn't speaking on behalf of PDP governors.
PDP Governors Forum.
Yeah.
But like you said, PDP is not an opposition. So Makinde was probably going solo and saying, "Now it affects me, BD." So I don't know about you other guys.
Yeah, I don't even know. I'm speechless. I'm still trying to process how somebody said they had, release and disburse money. And why this is very critical and important is that you use this to quell the protests that was happening.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean? You use this to calm down people who were protesting by telling them, "Oh, you've disbursed these funds and you are trying to solve this problem." But you're just lying
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to say. I'm speechless. How this is not even a scandal is baffling to me.
Yeah, it's baffling to be honest. Yeah.
Anyways, let's move on to more problematic issues. Let's talk about housing in Nigeria, the Lagos specifically, the cost of housing in Lagos.
Giddy, 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 giddy.
The cost of housing in Lagos is now at an all-time high.
Yeah,
Ridiculous.
It's
Two-bedroom now.
ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Two bedroom in my area is like 2 million now.
Yeah,
What?
it's ridiculous. Yeah.
1.6, 2 million.
A two-bedroom in Ogba is going from 1.6 to 2 million naira.
Yeah. So imagine what it is on the other side of town. That the real estate already bloated in the first place. Oh.
I don't think how are people navigating, like how are young people who are just starting life, how are they navigating
Self-con.
Hmm.
Self-con and self-con. That's what you do now. Then you gradually move as you are saving in a depreciated in a currency that depreciates daily. You begin to save and save and
The
save.
problem is that you're spending the bulk of your money on
Housing.
housing, right? And transport.
Yeah, and transport.
I'm not even going to go into transport, which is ridiculous,
Let's
right?
not even talk food though. Let's not even talk food and the cost of food.
Yeah, because inflation is at what 40% plus. That is already happening. But how's a young person who earns 200K per month? How's that person paying their annual rent
You're staying in your mother and father's house.
In a one-bedroom apartment.
Bro, you're staying in your mother and father's house until further notice.
This is the worst time to be a school leaver in Nigeria.
Yeah. Because you're coming to nothing.
You're starting up on an entry level salary in most sectors in Nigeria, which is about 200K, 300K, right?
No.
I don't know. 150.
100K.
At least paying 150. At least for their entry level, that's true. I saw a teacher earning 70,000
Some places 80K now. Do you understand? So I saw a tweet which was very interesting, by the way. Somebody tweeted, said house hunting and man, Pablos and Pablets have affected real estate markets because what are these prices? Normal people can't afford this now. Right? So of course, there's a lot of context here, but this person is alluding to, fraudsters have upped the game.
I've jacked the prices up,
which is entirely not true because this is just simple economics. Anyways, another Twitter person called Black Jaguar quotes the tweet and says, "You might think this is a stretch, but even back in my Unilag days, I saw this play out. A needs a BQ and sees one for 100K. Then suddenly Pablo comes and says he will pay 300K. Not long after, BQ prices settle at a floor of 300K. Then he goes on to say fraud has a ripple effect. Then he quotes his tweet again and says, "Some people have said I need to go and learn basic economics." I'm so glad they told him that that this is simply an issue of demand exceeding supply. No, it isn't. This is simple, and there aren't only one reason. I never said that. But let's use an example. Then he goes on to break down his example. He says, let's say you have 10,000 people and 100 BQs, right? If 7,000 of them are able to get hostels via balloting or squatting, while 2,000 give up and decide to come for home, you 1,000 vying for 100 BQ spaces, right? He now says, let's say a space can take 4 people and 1,000 divide themselves into 4 groups of 4. In that case, you have 250 clusters chasing 100 spaces. Ideally, lecturers get these BQs for free and rent them out at say 100K to 150K because that's fair pricing. Now, Kobo realizes that policemen and EFCC cannot easily arrest him inside the campus, right? And so he comes into the premises and enters the pool that already has 250 competitors and offers twice the fee for one of the spaces. Other 99 lecturers hear about this and immediately 2x theirs also. What do you think would be the impact? So he's trying to explain that. I hope you guys understand what he's trying to explain. That if you have the number of housing and everything, and then fraudsters want to live inside the school, say, let's take, for example, Unilag, because policemen can't go into the school and bust them, right? And then they raise the fee. because they don't want to go into the back and forth of trying to secure the place, whatever. Right. And the lecturer, of course, if you've rented somewhere out for maybe 100K and the lecturer, you 3x the price or even 2x the price, the lecturer is more willing to sell to you, right?
Yeah.
Which makes a lot of sense. But it doesn't make sense. And of course, friend of the show, Adedayo, posts his tweet and says, "You just explained demand and supply, boss. 250 groups chasing 100 homes. It's an auction." He says, "Even if fraudsters are not involved, prices will go up. Fraudsters or
Yeah.
no fraudsters, the demand side is the demand side. Fraudsters will be happy if it's cheap and available too. I don't think a fraudster will pay 15,000 for 1,000 naira bread. Or do they do that? It's availability. Bread is available and can be easily reproduced. Houses or rooms that aren't available cannot be easily reproduced. I can stay on a queue to buy my 1,000 naira bread in a bakery because another set of bread can be out in an hour. Now do that for real estate. On a final note, there's no discrimination on the demand or supply side, whether it's a tech bro or a Yahoo boy. Demand is demand. Competition is competition. Prices will move. If Yahoo boys build houses to rent to, it's still supply. Do you understand what he's saying? Which is very
Yeah.
simple. It's just the law of demand and supply. Once demand is low, right, supply is available, and then
Yeah.
the prices come down. Once demand goes high,
Vice
what
versa.
happens to the supply? And supply is low, rather, right? The prices skyrocket.
The market is the market.
It's
So
it's just me saying exactly it's me saying, oh, there's one piece of bread on the table and there's three of us here. What will happen? We can now start raising the price to the buyer, and the buyer then looks at it and picks the right price. And I think that's what's also happening in Lagos. In as much as people can't even pay for houses, people can't rent houses. Put any house on the market, what do you think happens within the week or 2 weeks?
Osagie, I have seen where uncompleted flats have already been paid for. Flats where they still cement inside have been paid for already. The demand is just too high.
Demand is too high. And how do we go from here? I mean, Ayo, you gave me that breakdown a while back on how you can go
Yeah,
and
the real
build,
estate.
you know,
We build
real
Lagos.
estate
Yeah.
in outside Lagos and in satellite towns, etc., etc.
That's
I
the,
g-
that's the solution. Because
okay,
right
that
now,
might be the solution, but are we really solving the problem in in Lagos? I'm friend of the show, right? Chuk says, let's situate these homes in Ikorodu, in Ekpe, in Badagry, and in Shango Tollgate area. Connect them to the city center by fast rails that run from 4 a.m. to midnight, which means I can go out for a quick drink from Badagry by 9 p.m., hang out with my friend in Ebute Meta till 11 p.m., and still be back at home before midnight in Ekpe. And I don't need to take my car because I'll spend less than 3,000 naira instead of fueling my car for at least 10,000 naira. Means I've saved 7,000 naira on one trip. Now, by saving that money, you can understand, the effects there. The summary is, let's start acting like urbanization of Lagos has touched everywhere. There's an existence of something called rural Lagos. And I know this because I've seen it with my eyes from the same Lagos. And I kind of agree with what Chooks was saying here. Shout out Chooks, friend of the show.
Yeah.
He's saying we've still not developed it, and it is still not as interconnected as we want it to be.
as
So
well it
before we
should be,
even start to go to Abeokuta and all these places, have we solved the housing problem
the
in
ones here.
Badagry?
Mhm.
Have we solved it in Ikorodu? Have we
We
solved
need
it in maybe we can start to call it like the satellite towns or the outskirts of Lagos?
yeah. And that's why I believe we should have like massive housing units. And that's why I believe that we should have like massive housing units.
Yeah.
That is what is going to work, and make sure that they are connected to the heart of the city. So if I'm living in Badagry, how long will it take me to get to the island and come back again? It should be reasonable. That's the way it would work. But again, it's an administration that has the foresight and the courage to do that. Some politicians just want to do their 8 years and go. They don't have time for us. Voila, you're talking about.
It's actually hard work to rebuild Lagos, and I don't think any government will be
Very.
ready to.
And you can't rebuild Lagos without rebuilding or optimizing the space that other states have.
Yeah.
Because guess what happened? If we redesign Lagos, more people are going to come to Lagos again, and you're back to square one.
Yeah, back to square one.
So you have to take care of other states that are just languishing there.
Yeah, especially the surrounding states.
Yeah, so that everybody is comfortable. Like, I don't need to go to Lagos to have a career, to make a good, to live well.
Yeah.
I can stay in my own state.
I can stay in Ibadan and work in Lagos and network in Lagos. Yes.
Okay, my counter to that is we don't have the data that shows you how many people come into Lagos every year. Do we? Because we have this fantasy in our head where we say, people come to Lagos. People come to Lagos. How many people are immigrating into Lagos to stay?
I'm not sure for 2023.
Is a guesstimate.
It's
not a guesstimate.
It's not a guesstimate.
It's going to be a rough estimate, but it's the closest thing. Like our population is a rough estimate, but it's the closest thing.
You know, how many people are actually relocating to Lagos yearly? Because there's this whole thing of a lot of people are coming to Lagos. But really, how many people?
But from eye test now.
Because we say it all the time.
I know this guy last year.
Yeah. But we say it all the time. People, they come Lagos. But really, how many people are coming to Lagos every year?
275,000 people per year.
That's light work now. Come on.
Bro, 275,000.
It's not light work.
Those will be houses. Those will be
5 years. If you do it in 5 years and 10 years, do you know how many that is?
Bro.
275,000 people coming into a city, into a state is light work.
Osagie. It's not Osagie. Lagos is not. Lagos per square meter.
Now look at the problem. How many people are settling in other states per year in this country? Then you know there's a problem. Compared to what Lagos is doing. Lagos is carrying too many people. And most of these people are not going to pay tax. So you're burdening the system. The system has overloaded, it has crashed already. We need other states to stand up. It's not by building GRA in your state. Only one place. Out of 1%, the whole state is only 1% that is good. We need massive housing units in every state in the country. And the economy has to thrive in each state so that it will reduce the migration to other cities. It's simple as that.
Fair enough.
Governors just don't want to do their work.
Fair enough. So which way forward? That's the way forward, Abi.
Yeah, that's the way forward.
Well, that's the way forward, though.
But for now, as a young person, you just got your first job. You're earning 200,000, right? You're staying with your uncle, or you're still at your folks' place because you've lived in Lagos all your life, or you came from, outside Lagos. You're staying with somebody. How do you start to plan yourself? Do you start to look at cohabitating with other people? You know how you can rent a 3-bed and everybody takes one room and all of that.
And that's a solution. I've seen guys do that. I've seen people do that. That's a solution.
That's a solution, right?
You can go for the cheapest available, which is a self-con in a place where it's seen as not attractive.
Yes. A far location.
The far location. The prices will be lower, significantly lower.
Yeah.
There are many options. It's not going to be. You're not going to get the perfect option at all.
I was lucky. Just thinking about my first house in Lagos. What happened was that I saved my 20,000 naira per month allowance from NYC.
Yeah.
And I had that money, and I intended to use the money. I used it for my postgraduate diploma at NIJ. And that's how I spent the savings. But over time too, I accumulated it. In short, I didn't use the savings specifically because it was still in the bank, and I started making small money, which I was using to run my education. But the intention for me was to use it to form my postgraduate degree at NIJ. Then what happened was that as I started making money, I was just funding my education, and that's how I survived. And the money was still in the bank. I was like, oh, what do I do with this money? Oh, let me rent a house. Just at the process of looking for a house, I discovered that I need another 100K. Do you know what that 100K did? That 100K that I needed. Do you know what he did? He pushed he pushed it to a year. He pushed the time frame of me getting a house to a year. And he gets 400,000 naira. So instead of renting the house in 2013, I rented a house in 2014.
Just because of
100,000. Exactly. I had to save the 100K now.
Damn.
Exactly. And that's how I got my first apartment in Lagos. Yeah.
That's crazy. Now I don't know if you guys know that these platforms, like there was one called Fiber. I don't know if they exist anymore.
Yeah,
there's another one called Splits, right? Where you can pay your rent every month. You have shared spaces or full spaces, and you can pay your rent every month. And
what did they do?
Look
Did
at
they
the
pull
numbers
together tenants?
Yes, they can, you know,
They can
if
put from the platform, they pull it together, and then you can
yes,
start.
you can go through the platform and select if you want a shared space or you want the entire
full
space.
space. Okay.
Like I just did a Google now and I did a simulation now to check one space. This place is in it's called Palm Spring. It's
Palm
somewhere in
Spring.
Lagos. I have no idea where in Lagos
The only
this. It
Palm
just
Spring I
says
know is in
Lagos.
California.
This
As you know,
guy.
in California, yeah.
That's the only one I know now.
This guy.
I've never been there, but I know it.
This guy. Okay, this one is in Lekki, right? And
Okay.
it's a shared space. It's 3 bedrooms, but you're gonna have one bed. Of course, I
One
think it's
bed,
en
okay.
suite, so you have your own, but you would share the living room, the kitchen, and a few other amenities. Now, let me give you a breakdown of the rent price. Monthly, by the way, monthly. It's 311,167 naira rent price every
Monthly.
month.
Monthly.
Yes.
Monthly.
Yes.
I go do gigolo work. You know they have. No?
Yeah. So the rent is actually 233,000. The service charge is 77,000. You have a refundable security deposit of 112,000. You have a one-time booking fee of 50,000, and then you pay VAT of 95. So everything totals to 483,000. Now, my problem with these platforms, right, is first off, your goal, your initial goal is to solve the problem of not removing or eliminating that problem of people not having enough money to pay for a year. You know, that's
Yeah.
always the problem when you first start off, right? You
Yeah.
just don't have enough money. And that, Steve basically just broke it down. Where you don't have enough money to pay for a year. If we're playing monthly prices in Nigeria, just like how you do in several parts of the world,
Yeah.
Steve would have probably gotten his
Exactly.
house in month 1.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even if your landlord says, "Oh, I need your first month rent, then I also need an extra month rent in
And
case you're living,"
it's
Steve
fine.
would have been able
I
to
would only
provide it.
afford it. Yes.
And then by
That's true.
month 3, because he gets paid his salary, he would have calculated everything and he's good, right? Okay, you can't. They created this platform for someone like Steve of back then, and then you look at the pricing, and the pricing when you total it, multiply it by 12, it's almost 50% more than what the yearly rent is. So what's the point?
What's the advantage?
Do you understand? So it makes me wonder, like, who are these guys appealing to? Like, and I know they have customers and everything, but you're definitely not appealing to like the average Nigerian anymore, right? It has to be like you have to have some certain earning capacity for you to even use this platform. Because at the end of the day, if your rent price is 311,000, multiply that times 12, and again, this is a shared space, only one room.
Yeah.
So you're already telling me for a shared space, only one room, my annual pricing or my annual rent is now 4.8 million. It's ridiculous. So again, man, I don't know. If you don't, it's either this, or you have your yearly rent, or you have a couple of guys and say, "Oh boy, everything is going well. Can we pull together some funds?" And you pick one room, me I pick one room, you pick one room, and everybody could just day.
Yeah, that's true.
It's crazy. It's
I
actually
don't know.
crazy.
Like, there's so for like young people listening, there's nothing bad in going to, like, it's two ways, right? I have people who say, "Oh, when you stay in Lekki, the quality of people you meet, your neighbors, networking and stuff like that." If you feel that it's an investment that you need to make, to have those type of networking that will help you. If you have a plan like that, it's fine. But if you don't have that kind of plan and you want something cheaper, go to like a further area. There's a reason they call me. What's the nickname Osagie gave me 2 weeks ago?
I solo like a solo.
Solo like solo.
Do you get? And I've been staying here since like the first apartment I rented in Lagos was like around this same area, and it's just a street away from where I stay now, right? And it's just what prompted that decision was just because of what I could be able to afford. Do you get? And I got it and enjoyed it, and that's the area I've been staying to today. So just make a decision for yourself, because life is not. Now you go pay that rent next year, and if you think next year is a long time, my brother,
bro,
pay that first rent first. Then you know that 12 months is nothing.
Yeah,
you know that 12 months is nothing.
I just recently saw something. I saw it, but I've just checked it again. This is on Nairametrics. Lagos State government to build digital rental platform for monthly rent payments. So the Lagos State government has unveiled plans to build a digital rental platform for monthly rent payments by residents of the states. The state government disclosed this in a document titled Eco Revenue Plus Summit, themed Unlocking New Revenue Streams for Lagos State, where the state planned to raise 2.5 billion naira per annum from an estimated 100,000 subscriptions annually. According to the report, the digital platform will be owned by the Lagos State government through agencies such as the Lagos State Ministry of Housing and other MDAs in the state as technical partners. Yeah.
So implementation.
Na there the cocoa dey matter.
The implementation is there, no. Not there,
Na there the cocoa dey. Yeah, and I don't really have trust in anything that's government backed or owned or operated.
Yeah.
And not because I hate the government, though. It's just because we have enough clear cases of why it doesn't work.
Yeah, see, the distrust, like all time globally, right? Young people have a distrust for media. Millennials have a distrust for media and institutions.
And
Gen Z have a distrust for institutions, government, and all of that. But I think, especially like in Nigeria, it would be like an all-time high because
it's crazy. It's crazy.
From when we've been little, we've been programmed to sort everything out ourselves. Sort out your power, sort out your security, sort out your water, like fight for anything. It's like when you're going to the local government to try and get things fixed, you're already going with the mentality of these people don't want to help me out. So I either use money or I cajole somebody or I'm on my best. You have those things where you can't demand for anything, even though you're a taxpayer, your parents are taxpayers. You have to basically beg, and that you are at the mercy of someone just being happy that day.
Yeah.
I don't know when things like that are going to change. Are things like that ever going to change? Because at some point when I was young, I used to like, okay, when millennials get into that position, we're like-minded people who will think differently. I don't think that is happening. Or is it that these old men and women that work in these government parastatals are not just dying?
It's a character problem that Nigerians have, irrespective of age. It's our core value at the end of the day. It's just the core value. There's no generation that's going to be special or anything like that.
Agreed.
All right, let's move into sports, guys. Olympics is still here. The Olympics is still here. Whoop, whoop.
That's finished too.
When is the closing ceremony? This weekend, right?
This weekend that we are recording. So by when people are listening to this, is
everything don't finish. Everybody don't come out of France.
So it's today?
Isn't the closing ceremony today?
I don't know.
I think all the sports are done. All the races are done now. What is left?
No, the events today now. I saw the scheduling a lot today. I saw some alerts. I don't know.
Okay, so you still have the women's. Oh, that's even finished. I think you have. What is left today? Okay, you have women's basketball is today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Who's in the final?
Who again?
The final of the women's basketball.
Yeah.
It is between France and the USA, just like the men's basketball.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. All right.
Yeah. So you have basketball, you have handball, you have modern pentathlon, you have some other events. You have track cycling, you have women's sprints, you have volleyball, water polo, a couple of things. But like Ayo said, I think everything ends today. And because we're recording on Sunday, we can still watch a couple of things. But like I enjoyed this one. I actually enjoyed it. I don't think I followed the Tokyo Olympics, maybe because of COVID and all that.
That was the COVID thing. And Japan wasn't really, they're not really enthusiastic.
Time friendly. That's also the time too. The time too. Mostly in the mornings.
They're about 7, 8 hours ahead.
They're ahead of us, yes.
Yeah. So time friendly. But this was fun. I enjoyed a couple of things. I saw how we were always chatting up in the group, just following some of the.
It was really good. Yeah.
Some of the games and all of that. But it was really good fun.
This is the first time I didn't pick events to watch. I just sat in front of the TV and said, you know what, anything that comes on.
Bro, that's the best
watch
thing.
And it was just so interesting. It was just so interesting. Do you know that I have plans for the next Olympics? God willing, right? Just to do that. Like I didn't start early with this Olympics. I would love to.
Yeah. Which country? Which city?
Isn't it America?
It's in America. Yeah, but which city?
I think it's in America. I don't know. I think it's in America. I would love
the next Olympics.
It should be in Los Angeles, right?
Yeah, I think it's in LA. That's 2028, right?
Yeah.
2028.
Wow. It's a summer Olympics as well. Yeah, it's holding in Los Angeles.
Hey, now Kendrick go carry the torch this time.
Los Angeles.
That's gonna be fun. Saying like Kendrick, this
Go
guy.
again, go carry him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
That's
gonna
gonna
be
be
fun
fun.
as well.
Yeah,
That's
so
gonna be fun as well. Because also holding America
but
is gonna be
now
fun.
Snoop now enjoy Olympics, sparks everybody.
Nah,
Snoop
swear,
now
Oh,
enjoy
that's the
Olympics, sparks
MVP. That
everybody.
is the MVP.
Snoop was just in Paris, Joe. He was just in Paris, bro.
But that's what
I
you
saw him
call
at a horse racing
soft
event.
power. That's what
I'm
you call
telling you,
American soft
bro.
power.
His
Too
soft power,
good.
the
Oh,
soft
man.
power Snoop has on mainstream culture all around the world is
Yeah,
unbelievable.
it's mad.
For somebody
It's
who
mad.
came from
Yeah,
LA,
yeah.
almost went to prison for murder. You were at
Yeah.
one point hosting porn videos in your career.
Yeah,
Then look at you right now. White America, the world has embraced Snoop.
yeah,
I can't just believe it, bro. He's one
yeah.
of
He
the
did everything
successful-
from polo to
Yeah, he what
to
bro,
boxing.
he wore the uniform safe.
Yeah. There's
Nah,
nothing he
that
didn't
guy's
do. He had
that guy's a
fun.
legend. Yeah,
And
he's a
I
legend.
and that's how you you just you always have to use pop culture to pull people in, because there are a lot
Yeah.
of people that probably started watching the Olympics because they saw Snoop there.
Snoop. Yeah, definitely. Actually, a lot of African Americans too. Yeah.
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 What was it, the Paris Olympics committee that invited him and brought him in and worked with him? Did he partner with them? How did he just get in there?
I think he must have partnered with them because I know the last Olympics he was more of a commentator with Kevin Hart.
Yeah, I remember that.
On a TV station, on a TV network in America. But this one feels more hands-on. So I believe he must have some deal with the Olympics committee. And I
Who's Snoop, right?
Yeah. And I
Yeah,
heard
that
the
one was for
amount he was
Peacock
paid.
also. Yeah, the last one.
Yeah. It was for Peacock, yeah.
That was for Peacock.
And I heard
yeah.
the amount he's supposed to be making per day. I don't know if
Bro,
it's true.
that thing is too good to be true. Sha.
It's too good to be true.
Yeah, it was a
man.
ridiculous amount.
It's
It's
too
ridiculous.
It
ridiculous.
wasn't
100K per
confirmed
day.
yet. Yeah.
It wasn't
Yeah, no,
confirmed.
no.
Yeah.
And they can't
But even
confirm
if he
it
doesn't
before.
get paid $1, right?
I'm telling you,
the PR, right?
even the PR and the commercial value of the PR is
Value.
mad.
Ooh,
Yeah,
is a
the
lot.
value
He's
is
coming
mad,
back
yes.
to US to just continue to do
just
enough
continue the whole
endorsement
run,
deals.
endorsement, advertisements, and stuff
His
like
streaming numbers have gone up.
that. Yeah,
Bro,
it's true. Like it's
this is
the
a guy that
PR to
owns
it. Yeah, the media value.
This is a guy that owns the label that he was once signed to now.
Yeah,
So,
he
bro,
owns the Death Row
Retro.
catalog as
The
well.
retro
catalog.
catalog.
So
yeah.
man, Snoop is just
Snoop is different, bro. Yeah.
It's different. It's
And I'm happy for him. You know, I love when legends age well, and that's one of the things that makes me very, very proud of Jay-Z, and why I was disappointed in Diddy. You know, so seeing people like that, you know, I like Fajo. I like where Fajo is right now in his life. I like Fajo. Snoop. You know, stuff like that. You know, Dr. Dre. You know, being a billionaire, just chilling. Dr. Dre is just chilling.
He's chilling.
He's just chilling.
He can literally do whatever he wants to do.
And the cultural impact, the cultural currency that he still has, like popping out of the country concert, like the reception and everything, like just being that LA legend, you know. I'm just happy seeing them, just having fun. Shout out to them.
All right, shout out to them. The US women's national team won the gold medal for in the women's football competition.
Yeah.
Amazing comeback. Want to give a first shout out to Emma Hayes, the new coach. Of course, she was the coach at Chelsea for maybe 10, 15 years. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But like
very successful too.
Yeah, of course, very successful, always winning the titles. And you know, she just goes to this is her first outing. She assumed position right after the end of the WSL Women's Super League season, right? Which ended in June, and then immediately got assumed the role. She had gotten the role earlier. She announced, assumed the role, and in less than a month, or let's just say that about a month's time, she's won her first. She's taking them to their first competition, and
she's good. She's quite good. She's quite good.
As in, I'm blown away. And this is how, you know, this is why leaders work. This is why you have to bring in the right people into the team. You know, what we saw the US women's national team undergo in the last World Cup in Australia and New Zealand was a transition. You could see like the new
moments.
You could see like the Rapinos were leaving, the Alex Morgans were leaving, and you know, the Trinity Rodmans and co were coming into the team. And what we saw here is that she made some hard decisions. She dropped Alex Morgan completely from the team and said, you know what, I'm banking on Swanson, Trinity Rodman, and what's the name of the other girl? I think Sophia Smith as my front three. Boom, and they did the job. And they beat Brazil in the final. I just felt sad. I actually was rooting for Brazil because I wanted Mata to win her first medal. Mata is like the OG footballer, and I was really hoping that she will win her
She
first
doesn't have
medal.
medals. She doesn't have
She doesn't
medals.
have one single medal from any competition. She's been playing for that team for.
Mata won a medal in this
Mata
tournament.
doesn't have. I mean, she has she has her medals in like
Club
South
football.
America.
What? Yeah.
I'm talking on the world stage. So basically, the
okay.
World Cup and the Olympics. She
So
hasn't won.
she's the Michael Ballack. She's the Michael Ballack of female football.
She's the Michael Ballack of Brazil. And I was really hoping that she will win this one, honestly. To just, because it's her last game. She's retired. This was her last
Yeah,
game.
she tried. She has a Ballon d'Or, right?
Yeah, I think she has more than one Ballon d'Or. Mata is a boss. I fell in love with Mata a long time ago because she plays fantastic football.
But she won silver now in this 2024 Olympics.
You don't win
My
silver.
guy, they find gold. They say silver.
Oh, okay. She's a silver medalist. She has a medal, bro.
Yeah.
She has a
and I
medal.
think
you lose the gold.
Olympic medal is a big deal, bro.
Yeah, so I also
see the French team celebrating.
Yes, I also think in the context of Olympics,
medal
that
is a big
the
deal.
silver medal and the bronze medal are more important than a regular football tournament.
Yes.
Depending on the country, yes.
In fact, it was because of the Olympics that the football tournaments adopted the whole bronze, the whole third place game thing. Which
yes,
I don't
because
like.
they didn't have third place before.
They didn't have it before now. It was the Olympics format that they adopted. And I remember reading about it one time. I even saw that there was controversy over introducing third, and that's why Euro is not in Euro.
Euros. Even in Champions League too, they don't have any bronze.
They don't do all those things, stuff like that.
They had third place before in Euros, then they took it out again.
They took it out, yes. So
that's interesting. But shout out to her. She got a silver. I saw the French national team, Henry and everybody dancing. And to me, some people were trying to critique it that you're dancing after losing. I'm like, no, silver is a big deal. I'm second best.
Yes, he's a silver medalist.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing.
The Olympics promote sportsmanship, good.
Yeah, exactly.
If you get to silver, it's not bad. You have a medal. You're on the podium. You're on the podium.
You have a medal around your neck.
Yeah, you're on the podium, so you're good.
Yeah. So shout out to those medals they look beautiful.
They look but I heard that they're complaining of the quality of the medals though.
Yeah, the quality is bad.
An athlete, I think a cycling athlete or something, she put up a before and after photo of her medal like about a week ago, right? And how it has like faded somehow. There's controversy over the quality of the medal.
There's another athlete to put up his bronze medal, and it started chipping a few days after.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A week, 7 days after. Yes, that's what
I think France didn't really do I don't think they did an excellent job in hosting the Olympics. I think there were a few question marks here and there.
No, but question marks with the athletes village. A couple of other things.
But overall, it didn't affect the quality of the performance on the pitch, on the field.
Oh, no.
Everything was like sporting wise, it was so good.
Yeah, the organization I was talking about, not the performance of the athletes. The performance of the athletes.
I think culturally too, this is one of the most important. This is one of the most pop culture centric Olympics I've seen, and the US contributed a lot to that. Seeing Snoop Dogg there, the basketball team, the Curry, the LeBron. Seeing Quavo, Travis Scott, there's stuff like that. Like there's a lot of pop culture.
Some Hollywood actors were in it.
Some Hollywood actors, exactly, being in Paris, stuff.
Tom Cruise attended the women's national football team final.
Tom Brady was around. Attended some USA events and stuff like that. Yeah, so it was good to see. It was good to see a country that puts.
Yeah.
Like the way these countries like treat the Olympics is like. It's too important. Like I don't know how to. It's a culture. Like
it's because they prepare for it, and if you've spent 4 years preparing for something,
it's a huge deal, right?
It now becomes a big deal.
For the athletes, it's 1 and 4.
Yeah.
No. Apart from even the countries, I mean from the host nation or the host city, because when you're already bidding, you're already going with the mindset of we can actually do this. Yeah. And when you get announced, you get like 6 or 7 years to prepare. And it's country,
4 years before, we already know the US is hosting the next one.
Yeah.
So US earlier already hosted an Olympics in 84. So they're basically just going to upgrade whatever they had in 84, modernize what they're going to do, add a few things, and they're fine. Really.
Yeah. Amazing. We're talking about the French national team, winning the silver medal. Spain under 23 national team won the gold medal in what I would describe as a very, very
Thrilling
interesting
game.
final.
Very
It was
interesting
very
game.
Yeah.
interesting. Spain went up 3-1. Fantastic free kick from Femi Lopez. That guy is a baller.
Bola.
Mind you, he was at the Euros. He left the Euros. He didn't have enough game time at the Euros and then went to the under-23 national team. There were 2 or 3 players, I think 2 players who won gold at the Euros and then ended up winning gold at the Spain, the Olympics as well.
Yeah.
It went up 3-1 and then France equalized. Michael
And
Olise,
you would
what a
think the
baller.
momentum will be with them.
Yeah.
Being the host and coming back from like 2 goals down
Yeah.
to plus 3-3. And Spain said, nah.
Was
we ain't having
was
it.
a very interesting game. Shout out to them as well.
You know when England says football is coming home, Spain is the home they are talking to. Spain is the home that they're actually referring to.
Oh my God.
It's incredible.
Let's
It's
talk about
incredible.
Nigeria's performance at the 2024 Olympics.
Or
Let's talk about it.
non-performance. Let's talk about
Well,
non-performance.
Well, in
Is
this
it the-
case, thank you very much. Non-performance. First
Is it the
off,
Nigerian? Sorry, I was like, is it the Nigerian athletes for other countries or the
No.
Nigerians, Nigerian
No,
ones?
the
No.
Nigeria for Nigeria.
Nigeria,
Nigeria.
Republic
Okay.
de Nigeria.
Okay.
Let's talk
okay.
about Nigeria itself. All right, so 0 medals, and
100%.
so it's one of the worst
I want to ask a
performances.
question
worst
because
outings.
Olaolu of what's this our podcast now? My favorite podcast.
Open
the
Africa.
Open Africa. He said we've done well in the Olympics, like in Olympics, as Nigeria as a country. 27 medals since 1958. Our first appearance was in 1958, right? I remember.
Yeah.
Is that well? Is that good?
No. Concerning our
I-
potential, nope.
Coming from someone like Laolu, I'm actually surprised because he has a finance background and
Yeah.
someone like him has had, like, I don't know if he's worked in departments where they've had targets.
Yeah.
And you know how ruthless it can be in the bank.
It
So
is bad.
I think he's been very lenient on
Yeah,
on
I
the
was surprised.
Nigerian.
I was surprised. I couldn't even respond to, like, I didn't know what to think of, of the comments. I don't know if he was even being sarcastic.
Maybe.
It could have been.
He could have
But
been.
I have a breakdown here. Shout out to Intel Points who did this nice infographic. Nigeria in the Olympics. In Tokyo 64, we had 1 medal. In Munich 72, 1 medal. In Los Angeles 84, 2 medals. Barcelona 92, which is one of my, maybe not my most memorable, but one of my memorable Olympics. Barcelona 92, we had 4 medals.
Four
Atlanta
medals.
96, we had 6 medals. Sydney
Gang, gang.
2000, we had 3 medals. Athens 2004, 2 medals. Beijing in 2008, we had 5 medals. Now you move from all the way from 2008 to Rio 2016, where we had only 1 medal, and then in
Bronze.
Tokyo 2020 we had 2 medals, and this we had 0 medals.
So there's been a deterioration over the years, right?
Yes, definitely.
Oh,
Which
clearly.
reflects the state of the country.
I think it definitely
Yeah.
reflects the state of the country, and I'll look at the top 10 countries with the most medals so far. Republic of China number 1. At that is at Paris
At
2024.
Paris 2024.
Yeah. As of Sunday, this might change when you guys are reviewing it now a day later.
Okay.
But as of Sunday, China is number 1, USA is
Check,
number 2,
check.
Australia is number 3, Japan
Okay.
is number 4,
Okay.
France is number 5, Great Britain
Okay.
number 6, Netherlands number 7, Republic of Korea number
Wow.
8, Germany number 9, and Italy number 10, Canada number
All-
11.
All
You
world
can see
powers. You can see, like, it's not rocket science now. Like, the better you are as a country, the more medals you win in sports.
there's a
It's- you can't-
correlation
you
there
can't separate
because you
it.
invest in your
Exactly.
people.
Yeah, you can't separate it now. Like, you can't separate it.
So
There's
it
no-
has
we
been a
can't-
poor
yeah.
outing. It's been a very
Yeah.
poor outing. There were a couple of things that happened. Tomi
No,
Amusan,
disgraceful.
there was the disqualification.
Yeah.
I believe she was disqualified. Wasn't it? I mean, I read
No,
the story. I
she-
can't remember. Yeah,
Our time wasn't good enough.
her time wasn't good enough. There was someone had disqualification. The
disqualification.
men's
There was
had an
disqualification.
issue.
Yeah.
The men's were disqualified. I think they stepped into someone's lane or something.
What happened to Divine Oduduru?
I think he had an issue now.
Okay. Yeah, drugs issue. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we're not even looking at the controversy, there's just the performance which is not great or whatever. But I think one of the controversies that we followed was the cycling competition, right?
Mhm.
And one of our participants, S.A. Lovina Upesiare, right? She went to Twitter. She went to Twitter, said, due to the short performance of me competing at the Keirin and Sprint Team Nigeria, I had no bicycle to race on the tracks. In the spirit of sportsmanship, the German team came to my rescue by offering me a bicycle. Thank you. Right? Um, yeah, basically. And I believe she ended up coming 23rd or something on the race.
Yeah,
So basically not good enough.
not good
But
enough. Yeah,
this, of course, sparked controversy immediately because people started
yeah,
asking, why don't you have a bicycle? You went to
yeah.
perform at the Olympics. Why didn't the country provide you the necessary tools to participate in? Anyways, her tweet was then quoted by Mr. or Honorable or Senator John Onwa Eno, the Minister
And
of Sports
sports.
Development, right? He said, my attention has been called to a post on social media by S.A. Upesiare. After reading the post and some follow-up comments, I swung into action. S's post seems to have been grossly misunderstood, perhaps also because it didn't seem to give proper context to the matter in perspective. It is important I make some clarifications. Ab initio, Team Nigeria, anybody that writes ab initio in a statement, bro,
You just want to talk something.
it's
I just know.
2024. I don't need any Latin in my words.
Osagie, you know what? Osagie, you know what?
Yeah.
He doesn't have any friends.
Anyways, ab initio, Team Nigeria qualified for one road race in cycling and prepared for it in terms of training and the appropriate competition equipment. Team Nigeria was fully prepared for this road race until 2 weeks ago, after the cycling team, with the rest of Team Nigeria, had already left for the Olympics. That a communication from the Union Cyclist International (UCI) was received reallocating additional slots to the Cyclist Federation of Nigeria, carrying an individual sprint. This reallocation to Nigeria was due to the disqualification of a country, leaving Nigeria as the next eligible to make the list of qualified countries to compete. Unfortunately, this additional slot required the use of a different competition equipment in terms of biking. For this track race reallocated to Team Nigeria, very special equipment approved specially for the Olympic track race game is used. It will take months to have it delivered after ordering and making payments. To therefore get SA to compete, the federation, through SA's club in Europe and working with a German-owned company, got a track bike for our cycler SA. Tomorrow, that is the 9th of August, SA will race in the individual sprint the race was originally qualified for. What are your thoughts on this, guys?
I call it BS.
It's BS, man. It's just
BS.
disorganization. You are not just organized as a
BS.
federation. That's all.
Yeah.
And to highlight this, when people are disorganized, they always pass the blame. They always try to shift the blame. The blame ends with you guys. Somebody's representing Nigeria. Get your shit down.
I would be surprised if he comes and admits, that fucked up. That will even sign of being responsible and accountable.
No, you can't do that now. You're talking to a Nigerian. What is
exactly
this guy? I don't know why you
that's the
people
point.
say you are dribbling backwards.
But
anyway,
Dr.
Neto actually went to look for the bike, right?
Okay.
And says, so there's no way for public bodies to put contingencies in place to save a whole giant of Africa from embarrassment. This bike costs less than $10,000. In fact, he puts a screenshot of how much the bike costs. Here it says 4,699.99 pounds, which is basically 4,700 pounds, right? And it will be delivered in 20 working days. If it's to buy presidential yacht and jets, suddenly rapid procurement is possible.
Sharp.
Like, think about it, guys. In 2 phone calls, you can call this company. You can literally call this company and say, guys, we need this bike. It's urgent. How do you get it shipped? We're able to pay XYZ more. We need to get this bike shipped. It doesn't take that much. It just shows how much, people in positions of power are either clueless or they don't just care.
Clueless, incompetent, and the other C word.
That's wicked.
And this was done on the global stage. There were too many embarrassments.
Do you know what annoys me?
Embarrassments.
Do you know what annoys me about Nigeria?
Wasn't it last week we talked about the women's basketball team?
Yeah. Do you guys, Osagie, do you know what annoys me about Nigeria?
What?
If you go to the stadium houses like the Nigerian Institute of Sports, NIS,
Mhm.
It houses the Nigerian Olympic Committee. It houses
That's
like a
National
local
Stadium.
federation.
That's
the
National Stadium, right? Yeah.
And you go there, you see, and shout out to, I have like a lot of friends who are like heads of agencies and stuff like that, the NOC, you know, and this is no shit to anybody. This is just a larger Nigerian conversation I'm trying to have. You see them being very, very, like, if you want to go and see the organ, there's a lot of process. Or you see a secretary here, you see a secretary here. They're very grandiose in the way they operate. Like,
Mhm.
do you understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like,
I understand.
they're big, like they have
They
drivers.
make all those official
Thank
things
you.
official, you
Thank
know, you must
you.
follow the rules,
They
and they
have
make
car-
it
they
bigger
have,
than
like-
life.
They have like really good cars, green
Yes.
plate numbers, like
Yes.
really, and you expect that with this whole operational, like grand operations, right? You expect like quality work. But my brother are trash. Now they come out from those things. You're moving like that, and you're not delivering quality. You're just being mediocre all through. That's what annoys me. Like, so what then? When you see them just being grandiose, you see them in events speaking, they honor them they introduce them with titles. What are you delivering? That's my point.
What is worth celebrating about?
And guess what? They are being celebrated. They're being honored. They're being viewed, like, held in high regards. Why? Like, what are you delivering as a person from your office to command such a respect and such high placing in the society? Like, it bugs the fuck out of me, you know. And we have to start, you know, having people responsible and accountable for these things. Someone should be losing the job if Nigeria finishes without a medal at the fucking Olympics. That means what has happened is for the last 4 years, you've not prepared a single athlete to compete at the top level. So what have we been doing with our budget, our sports budget?
Allocation.
What have we been doing with our allocations from the International Olympic Committee or the Federation or whatever? All federations, they give budget and funding to national and state federations. What have we been doing with the money? Can we do a proper audit? How many athletes have you trained from grassroots level? How many have you discovered? It's just tiring, bro. I'm just so tired. It's tiring. You get? It's just tiring.
I think I saw something that said the presidency has called, or the federal government has called, Nigeria's performance at the Olympics like a total failure. I don't think it should stop there. If the government is serious, now I need deep investigation into where all these allocations.
The sports minister needs to resign.
The sports minister, I'll tell you that I just started 1 year on the job. That it was the last sports minister that you blame for the next 3 years. You know how it goes.
And then before the next Olympics, he leaves.
Yeah, he leaves.
Guess what? The NOC.
Then the new one that comes in says,
I'm just 1 year into this thing.
But you know what? The NOC, the AFN, Athletics Federation of Nigeria, all of them, all the executives should be fired. Look at that lovely athlete, that beautiful athlete that said they didn't register in time for the 100 meters.
Yeah, Ophelie.
We talked about it last week. Yeah.
If AFN exec should just say, you know what's up, let's just resign. But
somebody should be held responsible for that. But that's the problem in Nigeria. Accountability.
It's a huge problem.
No.
Speaking about other Nigerians representing other countries, like you mentioned, Ayo. Let's talk about two of them. Annette Nneka Echikunwoke is the first American woman to medal in Olympic hammer throw. The first American woman to medal in an Olympic hammer throw. She won silver, by the way. She won silver, and it was posted by the NBC Olympics, Twitter handle. People were celebrating her. She won the women's hammer throw. First American woman. Amazing. I go to our Wikipedia page, and what do I see? Annette, born in 1996, is a Nigerian-American hammer thrower who lives in Ohio, United States. She was due to represent Nigeria at the 2020 Summer Olympics, but was disqualified due to the negligence of the Athletics Federation of Nigeria. She changed allegiance and represented the United States at the 2024 Summer Olympics, where she won a silver medal in the event. She holds area record in hammer throw with a throw of 75.49 meters in Tucson in 2021.
Osagie, do you remember the last Olympics where a male
hammer thrower, terrible. Yeah.
A male hammer thrower came out to say that they had to wash their
kits. Yeah.
He put out a video.
The way he was washing it. Yeah.
And guess what? The BMC boys went in and attacked him.
They attacked him badly. Yeah.
So I'm sure that lady must have seen the whole bullshit of. I'm sure she was there. I was like,
It's
nah, I
not.
can't
It's
do
not
this
that
again.
she was there, bro. She was disqualified
She was
due
not
to
even
the
there.
negligence of the AFN. She couldn't
So
now.
who?
She couldn't compete at the last Olympics. You don't
So
understand,
who
Ayo.
pays?
You've
Who?
trained all
No
your life to go to the Olympics.
Olympics.
You
Yeah.
tell your country, "I want to represent you guys." They say, "Okay." You are still training. Oh, you know, at this point, you can't physically enter and register anything.
Nope.
The country
Yeah.
you are representing does it for you. Then all of a
Yes.
sudden, you go there and you're ready to travel, and then the committee are telling you, "Oh, sorry, you guys didn't register anything." Do you know what would have happened to her? She would have been heartbroken now.
Yes.
I don't know
No.
if you Steve, if you are
It will
understanding
be
what
painful.
I'm
It will be
trying to say
Yeah,
painful.
here.
yeah,
It will
yeah.
be
I
painful.
understand what
You've
you're
trained
saying.
all your life. You are ready for the Olympics. You even worked it out with your country. They say, okay, you represent us. So you're already planning. Oh, I need to be off to Tokyo. I need to get my visa. I need to get, you are planning everything. You are training. Then all of
Yeah.
a sudden they tell you can't compete. Oh,
Yeah, you can't.
because your country did not do proper
Sorry.
registration.
Yeah.
Osage, who is the
It
head
pissed her
of the
off so
AFN?
bad, she switched allegiance.
Straight up. That's the only thing you can do.
The next
Straight up.
Olympics, what did she do? She won
America,
silver.
United States, yes.
I don't understand what is
Olympic
wrong with
medal.
us. Are we
Yeah.
cursed?
It is about our value. We don't believe in accountability.
It's crazy.
So
There's another
sorry,
lady,
Osage, let me
Rashidat
interject.
Adeleke,
Adeleke, the
21
Irish.
years old. She's
Bro,
representing
look
what?
at how
The
how much
Republic of
how
Ireland.
well that guy carries herself at 21.
At
The way she
21,
speaks.
guess what? You know how many Irish handles, the Irish Olympic Committee, everything, they've been supporting her, they've been promoting her, they've been putting her out there. She is the first Irish female sprinter in an Olympic final, and she finished fourth.
Fourth.
Yeah, she finished fourth, and they've been celebrating her since. She's
That's
the
the Olympics.
first
It's their
Irish
fault.
female sprinter in an Olympic final and finished fourth.
She'll probably get it when she comes out, she'll probably get a scholarship, right?
And grants.
And
The way they are going
grants.
to welcome this, if this girl
Do you
do mistake,
get,
collect
like,
medal, the way they
come
for
on,
them to
man.
celebrate this girl.
Come
And
on,
I'm looking
man.
at it, and the name says Rashidat Adeleke.
Yep.
It doesn't get more Nigerian than this, bro.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, it's crazy. It is crazy. You know,
So I just
that's the
Googled-
Nigerian dream anyway. You know, have your kids win medals for Canada, Ireland, United Kingdom, Germany. Shout out
Yeah.
to Yemisi. Was it a
Let
name?
me see that was even sing. That was
Yeah,
even
you see,
singing.
Yemisi competing for Germany is crazy, bro.
I
Hitler won't be
don't
proud.
know if you guys understand what is going on.
Crazy, bro.
Do we understand what is going on?
No, we don't. You know why? Because we say God will make a way. Tomorrow will be better.
Yeah,
do we get it? Do we I don't know if it's sinking in our brains. We are exporting and we're losing our people. Yeah, me see
Yeah.
Ogunleye, born in 1998, German shot putter. She
Yoruba,
won
Yoruba,
gold
gone,
medal
gone.
in the shot put at the 2024 Paris
Paris.
Olympics. She won gold.
Crazy.
That's another Nigerian that somebody needs to do an infographic of all the Nigerians that have competed for other countries.
We
I
said it
don't
last
cuckoo
week.
beg them.
Yeah.
I don't
Said
cuckoo
it
beg them
last
for
week.
Twitter. Now it's today.
Nobody don't do them.
But let's leave it and keep it moving. Anyways, still in sports.
Tell you, in terms of holding people responsible, Tonobok Okowa, the AFN's president, should resign.
Do you know who that? He resigned?
No, I said he should resign.
Do you know who
Then-
that is?
I don't want to know who that is.
So it's related to the governor now.
Of course not.
Mr. Habu Gumel, the president of the Nigeria Olympic Committee, should also resign.
They are not going anywhere.
That's
Bro,
not,
let's move before I vex.
that was the opinion of Ayomide Tayo.
Let's see this one. See this one right there.
That's my guy.
Oh god. We're back, baby. We're back, baby. We're back. Don't you guys love that sound?
Some people are lost. Some people are lost.
It's Premier League now.
No, I'm not mean. I mean some people are lost.
Okay.
If you are lost, go and Shazam it.
The Premier League is
Shazam
back,
it.
baby.
The
world's
English
greatest
Premier League is
soap opera.
back. Yes. Now, my mood for the entire week will be controlled and determined by 11 people that enter the pitch to go and represent Manchester United.
Woman, it's not your fault if your husband is not talking to you. You did not do anything wrong. It's just the fact that what's his name? Onana decided not to catch the ball. It's not that you did anything, man. Or Bruno made a bad pass. It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
Bruno just got a new contract, by the way. So exclusive. Bruno.
Who?
Manchester United Connect just texted me.
Oh shit!
Old Trafford. Yeah.
No, for me, it's going to be New Trafford very soon. Very soon.
okay.
New Trafford.
Ancient Trafford.
Anyways, man, yeah. So the EPL is back. The La Liga is back. Bundesliga is back. Eredivisie is back.
Everything's back, baby.
I will be watching the Eredivisie this season because the team I support, FC Groningen, got promoted into the Eredivisie after getting relegated the season before, or 2 seasons before. And actually, we kicked off the season by playing the first game of the night on Friday. And, we had a comfortable 4-1 win. So, and thank you guys for also supporting in the group. Everybody in the group supports as well. So I'm happy that you guys are supporting. If it's anything to go by, the color of the jersey is green and white. So
people like Samson will be nodding their head like, no.
But shout out to you guys. And yeah, I'm looking forward to much football. Do you have any expectations for Manchester United
for respective
this
clubs?
season?
I think.
Do you think we can do top 4?
I believe we should do top 4 and a trophy. I'm not going to be deluded in thinking it's going to be a title challenging season. It's going to be gradual. From what I saw yesterday, based on the pitch, a good few things, a few little troubling things for Manchester United. I can't blame the defense because Johnny Evans and Maguire are not going to be 5 and 6. They are not our first pairing for centre back tomorrow. So I'm okay with that. I'm kind of okay with Dalot, although he needs to improve a little bit when it comes to tricky wingers. I think that is where Wan-Bissaka trumps him, but Wan-Bissaka is now a Western player. The midfield, we need a DM. Casemiro cannot handle 38 games in a season. It's not. He can't even handle 90 minutes. It's not possible. We need somebody to take the load off Meno, and that DM should also have the ability to carry the ball into the next phase of the pitch. Because first half, the defense were just passing the ball among themselves because nobody will come and take the ball. Meno was already outmarked. Who was going to do that? I don't know. Messi Mount is white privilege. I don't know what he's still doing in that team. I guess maybe one day he will show us. For the attack, I was okay with what I saw with the attack. Ahmad, that guy dribbling into the box, wonderful. He needs to just get better at finishing and maybe be more selfish because that ball is squared to Messi Mount. I didn't understand. That was a goal for me. Garnacho looks sharp, coming off Coca America. I like it. Rashford, I'm not going to blame too much. He's just a friendly, but he needs to be more clinical because he had the best chances. He had 2 great chances to score yesterday.
Yeah.
Bruno Fernandes needs to stop fucking around. He had a chance to pass to Rashford. He blew it. He just took a direct shot. And sometimes he rushes his passes, but I guess that is it. But overall, it was a good team display. I don't think, and again, we're having more players coming in. So yeah, a top 4 is fine for me. I'm okay with that. A top 4 and a trophy.
A top 4 and a trophy. Yeah, and we have Mazraoui and Matthias De Ligt joining anytime soon.
Shout out. Yeah. So we just need a DM now to tighten it. 1 or 2 DMs and we are good.
Yeah. So shout out to the United. Shout out to Arsenal. They also bolstered their team. They have Calafiori joined them. Probably going to play left back. Shout out to Chelsea that bought 1,000 players into the team.
It's human trafficking that are doing down.
They now have 46 first team players.
7 goalkeepers.
7
goalkeepers.
Yeah, I wonder how Maresca solves that, but wish them the best as well. That's enough sports from us. Let us get into the music.
Gang.
Yo, Jazz, man, you ready for this?
All right, OJ, I'm ready. Hit the beat.
One time.
Work it out, girl. Jazz, man. Are you Mr. Johnson? OJ, hit the beat. Ijo team, yo, yeah, Otora. What you think? Mo retire, irola, la. Any day I still dey bust on MIC. That's right. See me, I go dey demo till I rest in peace. That's right. Ẹni ò mọ jójó jáwọ́ ń bẹ̀. Sáré bá mi mú ní tóní lọ́wọ́ ńlẹ̀. Ọmọdé yìí ṣèkì bọ́dí, báwọn busy body nicely. Ọmọ ríjó ló bára jẹ́. Ó máa bọ́bù ṣùkúṣùkú bámbám. Ẹni tó bá wú kó bẹ́ ẹ̀yìn tí jinlẹ̀ bámbám. Throw your hands in the air. Raise the roof. Raise the roof. Come on. It's God. Pé mo rìtáyà irọ́ lálá. Any day I still dey bust on MIC. See me, I go dey demo till I rest in peace. Can't stop. Ẹni ò mọ jójó jáwọ́ ń bẹ̀. Sáré bá mi mú ní tóní lọ́wọ́ ńlẹ̀. Ọmọdé yìí ṣèkì bọ́dí, báwọn busy body nicely. Ọmọ ríjó ló bára jẹ́. Come on.
Majo fine get, Majo fine babe, Majo fine get, Majo fine babe, mo gbóhùn sókè o, torí adé ọlọ́fin.
I was like, can I do something before?
OJB Jigger.
And if you wish me bad, I swear na back to sender. She judge love my call me love, leave me bother. And if my success they disturb you, go recover. If you no be money, no they call me, no disturbance. I'm alright, I'm alright. Check your time, check calendar. I'm alright, I'm alright. Check your time, check calendar. Too short to my baby, too short you walk on my baby. Straight forward, I look at the kill, go yeah yo, go say go. 247 me a day yo. You know strong, make you do for day yo. Mungo no ri me day yo. Can't go, Moduro can't go. Oti peti moti sanle o. I've been active, I jam me sare o. Mo gbé wọn sáré o. Ẹ̀yin tèmi ẹ jẹ́ ká jayé o. Ayé kan ló wà kò sáyé o.
Yeah.
Lungu Boy in the building.
Active, bruv. Shout out to
that
Martin
is
for that
a record.
madness.
That is
That was a
a
jam.
record. That was SARS, right?
Size and McDean. So that whole New Orleans bounce you're hearing at the beginning and all that stuff, that was McDean.
Yeah.
That was
That
my
was
deal.
Dean.
Then their piano part is, you know, now.
SARS. That's mad. That's a mad combination. SARS and
The
my
log drum, not their piano. The
bro,
log drum.
Afrobeats.
Yeah. See, let me tell you, SARS. So, you know, SARS is very technical, right?
Yeah.
SARS either gives you a super hit, but if you don't get it, it might not click. That's the way I've always seen SARS. But when SARS goes for it, and that's why SARS is quality over quantity.
It's premium.
Yes.
SARS is premium.
You
You
know,
rather
I
do
can't
one
even
song to
imagine what the budget was for Asake to work with SARS. I don't want to imagine what the budget was.
Then you not add Mike Dean again. Oh, my,
Yes.
that budget was heavy. It was
But
heavy.
you understand what you get when you get to SARS level and it gives you a record. When SARS says, yes, I have a record for you, or we can work together. This is it. This is what can be played on the international level. SARS, you understand? It's not, it has not transcended beyond what we used to experience from SARS. It has gone to a level where the sound, the richness of the sound, the quality of the sound, you can feel it.
Bro, he understands music on an academic level. He knows what can trigger you. He knows what sound that can trigger you into dancing or doing certain kind of moods. SARS is just a beast.
The sampling,
Oh,
Nah, I give it to Sars. Shout out to Sars. Shout out to Sars. And I know we've not played Billions, featuring
bro,
Logi.
that's
On,
a disgusting song. That's
yeah,
a disgusting song.
you got to give it to Sars. So this being the first single from the album, amazing. I think this was a well thought.
Second, the Wave is the first one.
Okay, Wave is first, but we didn't know Wave was going to be on his album, right?
Yeah, we thought it was just like a collabo
with Central C.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay. So this being like the second single, but the one announcing the album, basically.
Yeah, it was.
And one thing I love Asake for, look at how it matches up with Travis Scott. Travis Scott also has an amazing delivery.
Shout out to Lagos. Shout out to Keja. Thank you, Travis Scott, for putting us on the map.
Mentioned Ikeja. And I love how he delivered the record. He also played with Saz's sample of Ma, and he turned it to Ma. And I saw Saz do the breakdown, and he did it very well. Like, I loved the collaboration. The video was crazy. It's rockstar mode.
Do you know what most people missed, or what's most Gen Z, all those people that curate music on Instagram or Twitter? Do you know what they missed?
What?
They missed the fact that the Jazzman Olofin song itself, Raise the Roof, is a sample of Ayuba's Bubble.
So they don't know it's a sample of Adewale Ayuba.
They only stopped at the first level. There was supposed to be a second level where they'll say that, the Jazzman song too is also a sample of Adewale Ayuba's 1991 album. Is Bubble.
Yeah.
My Bubble.
Yeah. They had no idea. Anyways, I want to give a shout out to everybody that made this song happen, all the way from Adewale Ayuba, and I'm glad I saw him with songwriting credits on the song. To Jiga, OJB Jazreel, I have to give a shout out to him. He's the one that actually put the Jazzman Olofin record together. And did the sampling and all of that. So you have to give it to OJB Jazreel. Rest in peace, OJB. To Jazzman Olofin, who delivered it excellently. Like, I like to describe Jazzman Olofin as the bunch before the bunch.
Yeah.
He had everything and all of that. So shout out to him as well. And I like how he's also credited as one of the writers on this Asake Travis Scott record.
Because it's his song. It's his song. Even though he also took Adewale Ayuba's part, it's his song. So it's standard practice. That's best practice.
I love it. I love it. So shout out to him as well. And so Ayo, our resident Afrobeats editor, please.
What's wrong with you and your fellow
Give
critic?
us a detailed breakdown. You said, Steve?
I said you should tell us what's wrong with him and his fellow critics.
Please give us a detailed breakdown of Asake's third
Lungu Boy
album, fourth project, Lungu Boy.
What's the first project? What do I keep saying fourth project? What's the first one?
He has an EP now, the one that has the...
No, Mr. Money with the Vibe is the first album now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what's the project? What's the first project, not album?
The first project is the Olalademi Asake, the one that has...
that's
Omokwe.
Okay.
That's his first YBNL project.
It's... what's it called, Seth?
I'm alright. Why are you listening to it? Maybe the Yegbedu.
Yeah, this shit. Left your section to kind of shit. That ain't your bitch, that's bitch. You don't like it, you can suck dick. I just hopped off from the BJ, from the edge to occasion. Got a fetish for the money, yes sir. If she freak, then I wanna pay her. Bring more Naira, do an Asian. And I'm outside with the tribe. Gang activity outside. Please believe I done seen the other side. Remember all we had to be was alive. Now I got 20 V's in garage. Each house, beach house, overseas in the lot. That was 30 MGs, every P I prescribe. You can see it in my eyes, don't bother me. I be in the streets on 10 when I'm
Olalade Asake.
Asake EP. Yeah. That's what it's called. Yeah.
That's the one that has the Omokwe record.
Yeah.
So Ayo, break it down for us. Lungu
Boy. Third album. People are looking forward to Asake drawing a trifecta. He has been for a year.
Please, before you go ahead, can we break down this trifecta thing that has now become so fucking popular on social media?
It's just basically doing 3 albums in a row that hits.
And I want to give props. I want to give props to the person who actually made it go like mainstream. It's actually Motolani. He's the one that made it go mainstream. I remember we had the conversation when the thing came up in his head and he was writing an article, but I think he codified it properly in the mainstream space when he put the article down, breaking down people's trifecta and everything. Then the thing further went, why it's become a YBNL thing is when Fireboy DML put out his third album, right? Playboy, he actually said, "My trifecta is complete." And obviously, he had been following Tolani, so he was also inspired of it because
Who
Tolani
said
had
that?
written the album. Sorry?
Who said that?
Fireboy DML.
Fireboy
Okay,
DML. Yeah, when he dropped the Playboy album. And even though I don't agree that his trifecta is complete because the third album was a snooze fest. Okay. Sorry, Fireboy. But it now went further mainstream. So I just want to give a props to Motolani for making the whole trifecta thing a thing. And all of a sudden, it now became a big thing. I also think it became a thing around Asake's album because it was influencer managed. I don't think it was organic. I think it was part of the influencer notes.
I think there are a lot of influencer marketing around Asake. So if you tweet something about Asake and it's positive, just watch in the next.
No, you know, it's not think it's true. Like
it has happened to me to blog.
Yeah, exactly. Reason. So they have a lot of influencers, and I think it was influencer managed. But yeah, so please tell us, is it a trifecta?
Let's wait. You know how we do this thing now? We have to do background and everything first.
All right, go.
So on his run, Asake for like a year has been teasing us about his third album. He didn't announce the name at first. At certain concerts, he started performing an unleashed track, which people called Fuji Extravaganza, which is now Fuji Vibe anyway. And people were already here from the snippets, people were going mad and everything. Then Asake started going on a featuring run, which is kind of rare because he normally doesn't do features. There's not a feature reliant artist. So he did with Zlatan, he did with Victoni, he did with Ira Star, and he was picking up steam. Then he dropped Wave with Central C, and people were like, okay, he's buzzing right now. And he announced the title of the album, Lungu Boy. He announced his world tour, Lungu Boy, anyway. And people figured out that, okay, Lungu Boy is the name of his third album. Then he now dropped the big one itself, Active, featuring Travis Scott. And I would say it was an instant hit. Anybody that heard that, they teased the snippet when Travis Scott was dancing to it somewhere on an island. And once I heard Majo, fine girl, I said, yes, it's gone, it's active. And it came out, and oh my God, I was just amazed at what was concocted. Like, this is Asake manipulating sounds, brilliantly entering spaces, pockets. The cadences were rich, beautiful, the delivery on point, high energy, highly melodic, a lot of rhythm in it. And I'm like, yeah, he scored it, and he increased the anticipation for the album by 100-fold. Come Thursday night, he released the album 15 minutes before midnight, and I rushed home. I got on my speaker, because nobody earphone did hear this kind of music. And I listened to the first time. And normally, as a critic or someone who has been listening to music for a long time, I don't judge off first listen. There are so many albums I've listened to that I consider great, that the first listen was, Two Face is a prime example of that. A good Two Face album, you will hate it from first listen. You start feeling it from the 5th or 6th, 7th listen. Normally, you take Omale's classic album. I didn't like it the first time. I was like, this is rubbish. Listening to it the second time, like, okay.
Rema's classic too, same thing.
Yeah, same thing with Sheyi Vibes and $1 Billion Baby album. First 2 times, I'm like, I don't get what this guy's on. Until later, I caught it. So I listened to Asake's first album. Asake's new album. First track being, hold up, let me just get out the call starts. And I heard the wonderful voice of Asha. I was like, yes. I said, yes. How the fuck do you start the album with Asha? Thank you very much. Asake did this thing. I thought it was very, very short. I was like, okay, just intro. Then it goes on to do MMS with Whiskey.
Whiskey Jam.
The most normal London R&B Afrobeats vibe. Yeah. You just say, okay, don't worry, we are going for, don't worry. He's just setting the ground. Then I get into the third album, the third track, fourth track, fifth track. And I was like, hold up, this is not. Then Active came on board. I was like, okay, that's cool. Stormzy, Suru, nice record. That is a good record. I feel, unfortunately, it's placed in this album. Then from there, Skating. If you listen to the intro of this episode, you already know my feeling about Skating. Anyway, Wave came next. Then Mentally, Swear, Legally, Wine. I was like, okay, let me play that shit again. I played it the second time, I played it the third time, I played it the fourth time. Somebody who we have the same wavelength in music hit me up during that period. I started talking about the album, and everything was bouncing. It was making sense. I checked the timeline. Some of the critics, some of the music avant-garde people were tweeting the same thing also. I was like, chill, let's wait till morning. Listened to it again in the morning, same feeling. Got on Twitter, I saw I saw who is Tunde, I saw Adeayo just tweeted sigh. I was like, there's a problem here. People started tweeting out their opinions about it. I also tweeted mine. I'll read it here. And to me, it didn't hit the mark of an Asake album. Why? We have a few theories. They are saying things are going on in YBNL, trying to push him to a more international crowd. Oh, he's tired. Blah, 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 blah. For me, it didn't hit the mark for an Asake album. There are some good songs on it. There are some good songs, but Asake is not known for just good songs. He drops banging singles and drops very great albums. This hit the mark. He didn't hit the mark for me at the end of the day. I went out that day I met some music people also, and like, nah, this is not it for me, definitely. Although I have noticed from small sample size research, and I have noticed this in Afrobeat albums that are very, how will I put it now, polarizing. There are albums that Nigerians don't feel, and Nigerians abroad feel it. For some reason, I don't know why. This Asake album too does that. People say, oh no, this is dope. But the people in the Lungu who felt that this should be an album for them, like, no. So what we are going to get from this album is more of Active being a hit single. Fuji vibes already what people have chosen. And it tells because why read the last track that they're holding on to? Wizkid FC are trying to push Stats. They're trying to push that record, MMS, what's it called? They're trying to push MMS down through that. No! Did you hear what Wizkid did on? Oh, this is normal Wizkid. This is Wizkid of the last 3-4 years anyway. And let me read what I wrote on Twitter, because I felt I didn't want to write a review. I wanted to write a review before, but I'm like, no, this will do. The review will just be too negative, and I don't want to do that. So I said, Asake feels restrained and held back. The electricity barely sparks. The dizzy cadences and sharp pockets are minimal. What we have is a sound bender who frustratingly toes a one-dimensional style. If this is on purpose, then this album is for tourists and not natives. Those are my honest thoughts about Asake's third album, Lungu Boy. Thank you very much. I also added that by December or by November, Asake should just drop a 3-track EP or 2-track EP that is highly Fuji influenced. Yeah. One time.
Leave na vibe.
Emma Fagility Wabo, Emma Viri, Emma Lulimo, Abole Shalaye, Bahomo Beta Tipo, keep your money to Bambo, Luke, Lamalo, People Saga Yato, Baby Wow, Mirai again, Fenoconjo. Ujeluja Ogunsewo nípa ẹgbẹ̀rún àgbà Vanessa ẹgbẹ̀rún Mukebuju yé ìsìmẹ́ta olówó lọ́lọ́yọ̀.
Shout out to Asake. The Fuji vibe is a
Although
vibe.
somebody said something though.
Yeah.
This was a music head that it should have been mixed the way Fuji is mixed, because this version is very clean.
It
clean
sounds very polished. Yeah.
Yeah. But shout out to composers.
I want to say that music is better enjoyed when you're not a critic.
Oh yes, definitely.
This album,
yes, definitely.
I don't plan that.
I love that.
Definitely.
I love that. Music is better enjoyed when you are not a critic. So whether you're not a critic, you're not a tastemaker. You are not required to
have an opinion
immediately have an opinion. Yeah.
No, about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Nana hit me up like around 2 minutes past 12 on Twitter. I said, I'm waiting for your review. I'm like, calm down now. Calm down, Nana. Wait here.
2 minutes past 12.
So everything now is a vibe to me, Jai. I'm not gonna lie to you. But
before you go ahead, Ayo, in your review, you mentioned that the album dropped at 15 minutes to 12 and you immediately go home. I want to ask, what were you doing outside your house at 15 minutes to 12?
Industry events.
Afrobeat experiments.
This Afrobeat experience. This Afrobeat experience.
I need to know the records that are hitting the people.
Where were you coming from? You was Excellence Hotel.
There was an event at Excellence Hotel. Okay.
There was an event at Excellence Hotel.
Any event at Excellence Hotel you will likely hear Cool and the Gang, Stevie Wonder. It's not, you're not going to hear, you're not even going to hear Two-Face.
It's a boomer
if I thought you want to be hearing those ones, the artists that will perform is African China.
Is that? Oh, funny enough, I saw a poster of African China in my neighborhood last year.
You see?
Yes.
And Terry G off the mark.
African China and Terry G. I'm like, well, okay.
Anyways, shout out to Asake with the new album. We know what it takes to put out the new album. Wish him all the best. Yeah. And a month from now, let's see how we see the album.
Definitely. Time is the ultimate test of anything great. So let's see how it goes.
All right. Of course, other albums dropped. Show Them Camp, No Love in Lagos. They dropped their album as well. I think we'll give a review of that next week.
Please. Okay.
Dami Crane also dropped his album Pioneer.
For real?
Yeah.
What's the title of Dami Crane's first album on Hypertech? Did Dami Crane ever release an album with Hypertech?
Of course.
Yes, the one had Adura.
I think I know that title.
The one that
Pioneer. Pioneers. That is DRB Lasgidi. They have an album called Pioneers.
Okay.
Yeah. But Dami Crane had an album.
J1 also released an album called Evergreen.
Wow. Okay, I'll listen to that. Not my guy with that.
Yeah. Please do. As I mentioned last week or 2 weeks ago, we have a new segment called For the Love of Ayo.
I don't know why we're doing this.
Women will write to Ayo to win his love because he's still single Pringle. So we have different women. Please, if you want to write, the email address is fortheloveofayo@loosetalkgiants.com. It's very simple. If you want to write and take your shot at Ayo, it's For the Love of Ayo, spelled as FORTHE love for Ayo. We'll put it in the show notes so you can see. Anyways, this is let me just read it. This is your first entry. Ayo, are you ready, by the way?
I'm listening. There are pictures here.
There are no pictures. You have to be you have to be imaginative.
Nana.
For someone like you who told me you are more about the cerebral and the etc. I'm very disappointed.
But before
you're actually requesting for pictures here. Why are you?
Before you rent house, you guys go Property Pro or something. Go look at your house. Yes. Nana, please, next episode.
Property Pro. Oh, Nana, next Property episode. Pro. Zillow.
Nana, next episode, please provide me with pin and red balloon. Thank you very much.
Oh, a pin and red balloon. Anyways, this is Dear Ayo. I hope my letter finds you in good spirits and ready for a wild ride, because boy, do I have a lot to offer. My name is Shade, but my friends call me the intuitive enigma. Don't worry, you'll get used to it. I've been following you on the podcast for a while, and I just knew we were destined to meet. I mean, how could the universe not want to bring two souls like ours together?
Let's be serious here, please.
Now, I am not just your typical woman. I have a special gift. Some might call it a sixth sense, but I like to think of it as my way of connecting with the energies of the universe. That's right, Ayo. I am a professional spiritual healer. Any feedback so far?
No, continue.
Okay. It says, I specialize in cleansing auras, aligning chakras, and my personal favorite, communicating with the spirit world. I even have a pet crystal named Gerald, who's been with me through thick and thin. Don't worry, he doesn't bite, usually. But there's more to me than my spiritual side. I'm also deeply passionate about gardening. There's nothing like getting your hands dirty and feeling the energy of Mother Earth flow through you. My garden is filled with exotic plants, each with its own personality. I'm particularly proud of my Venus flytrap of vengeance that I have trained to respond to bad vibes. It's like a tiny green bouncer for my Zen garden. I already feel the cosmic connections between us, Ayo. I'm not saying I can read your mind, although sometimes I totally can, but I just know we are meant to be. I can see us now spending our days meditating in the garden, consulting Gerald for life advice, and laughing about how ridiculous all those normal couples are. So if you are ready to explore the spiritual realm, laugh until your auras glow, and maybe even get a psychic reading or two, and then let's make this happen. I promise you won't regret it, or at least Gerald says you won't. With all the love and light in the universe, Sade. So, what is the verdict, Ayo?
The verdict is that it's looking very, very funny because this whole cleansing chakra, mystic animal pets, it doesn't.
Oh, it's good. This
it
is
doesn't.
this is all good stuff. Now, what are you talking about?
Bro, I'm from Ibadan. There's a level of spirituality that I know that is a red flag. This is looking somehow.
Because she's a spiritual healer.
So what is your faith base? What is it? Let us know. Are you Christian?
I don't understand what you mean by faith base. She's a spiritual healer and you have a problem. Why do you have a problem with spiritual healer?
Which spirit are you using to heal? Is it the Holy Spirit? Spirit plenty. Let me know the spirit. There's familiar spirit also, Osagie. Spirit day. Spirit plenty.
I don't like this.
Oh my God.
This is the music that will be playing when you guys meet. Or when you're meditating. This is the music in the background.
Every time we spend together, there is fire in our eyes. All the things we say to each
Just
other
imagine
are
you
just
guys
nothing
holding
but
hands
truthful
together,
lies.
kneeling down,
I got the things that I know you well until you choose to do me
meditating,
so.
you know,
Now
connecting with the earth.
Now I see higher than the height of the mountain.
You're already feeling it,
deeper than the depth of the ocean, further than.
You're feeling it, right?
I dey feel two face.
No, you're feeling Shadi.
I see wider than the width of the day.
See, what's your own take on Shadi?
You know what? Wait, you know what? To be open-minded, Shadi just hit me up in the DMs. Let's just see first of all. Just to be open-minded.
Open your eyes, spiritual healing. Free your mind from hate, spiritual healing.
You say?
I said, make your free hearts from hate.
Free your hearts. All right, so that's for Love of Ayo. On a scale of 1 to 10, Ayo, what would you? Where are you leaning? Flame or lame?
Scale of 1 to 10.
Flame or lame?
Flame. The flame is not too hot, but flame day is shano. Yeah.
All right. Okay, so we're just going to read one or two fan mails and we're going to keep it going. First fan mail is from Dume B. What's up, Giants? I have a question. During the CD era of music, where the number of CDs sold ever inflated? I'm asking because there is always the debate of don't compare Drake's numbers to Michael Jackson's because Drake is doing it in the streaming era and MJ did it in the CD era. How were the labels able to know the exact amount of CDs that were sold in every part of the world? Because remember that they were also those small stores that sold music in our neighborhoods, roadside sellers, and those guys that pushed the songs in a wheelbarrow. Do you want to take this or shall I take it?
Yeah, I want to take it.
Okay.
I believe you are speaking from the POV of as a Nigerian.
Yeah.
So let's just believe that the Michael Jackson cassettes, vinyls, and CDs that you saw were mostly 80% fake. So they didn't count to Michael Jackson's tally at the end of the day. What Michael Jackson sold were the traceable, legit amount of vinyls, CDs, and cassettes sold. Now, the great thing about CDs is that they're digitally trackable. So you know when you go to a CD store abroad and you buy it, you know the scanner they use to scan the barcode, it automatically counts as a sale, and that goes back to the record label. So they basically know that. For vinyls and cassettes, it's not as electronic as that, but there was a credible system where they could tally up the numbers for Michael Jackson. And let's not forget that a sale of a CD or a sale of a digital product in music consumption, CD, vinyl, or cassette, is more valuable than streaming, just the numbers. In Nigeria, I pay how much? 1,000 naira for Apple Music, and I have access to all the music I want. Back then, a Michael Jackson album can sell for $5, $9, and people are going out to go and buy it. Michael Jackson's Thriller sold 50 million copies. I'm sure it has been updated to a recent number now, but back then, sold 15 million hard copies. So you can't estimate. back then, the physical products outweigh streaming by a whole lot.
Very well said. And even just tracking it, right? It's how many was printed from, the record labels. Of course, they'll contract the printing to a printing company. And if they print 1 million, right, and take it to the stores and the stores sell whatever, like you can already start to, trace how much was sold, how much was in the inventory, etc., etc. So
as a matter
that's
of
why
fact,
people, yeah.
Streaming is more manipulated, as we've seen in today's world. Streaming can be very, very manipulated. So all those 20 billion streams, maybe out of those 20 billion streams, 4 billion are from farms, or 5 billion are from farms.
All right, shout out to you, Dumebi. This is from Francis. I and my fellow roommates were arguing about the most popular and influential sportsman in the 90s. One person mentioned Michael Jordan, but the other party said they were footballers. Maybe you guys can rank the top 10 sportsmen of all time. Please, can you help me give clarification on the topic, because we are all Gen Z and we were arguing based on the information on the internet. Ayo. Let's start from the Michael Jordan versus footballers.
Bro, was he more popular than Ronaldo at his peak? The first Ronaldo. See, Ronaldo.
100%. Michael Jordan was, yes.
Was more popular than Ronaldo?
Yes.
Okay. Maradona.
I think Jordan being Jordan, because Jordan transcended sports into
transcended sports. Yeah.
Oh,
Ronaldo didn't transcend. Ronaldo, the first Ronaldo didn't transcend football.
I wouldn't have even mentioned Ronaldo as
I wouldn't have even mentioned Ronaldo at all.
To compare, I would only have mentioned another 90s
from the 90s.
Let me see.
Maradona. Maybe only Maradona.
But then he wasn't at his peak anymore.
He was retired, but it was still Maradona.
See, Maradona still played USA 94 now.
Yes.
Yeah, he played USA 94.
By that time, Jordan was Jordan.
It's only Maradona.
Jordan was already Jordan.
Yeah.
Maradona.
Let me even tell you, Ben Johnson. Was it Ben Johnson or
Michael Johnson?
Michael Johnson was also popular.
Very popular as well.
Very popular. Do you get
track and field?
Yes, track and field. Then remember the Johnson on LA. What was his name? The legend.
Magic Johnson.
Legend, no? Magic Johnson too. Magic Johnson was also very popular. So I'll say Jordan. I'll say Michael Johnson. I will say Magic 3, Maradona 4.
But if you're going to mention Michael Johnson, you have to mention Carl Lewis. Carl Lewis was more. Carl Lewis was 100 meters now. Michael Johnson was 200 and 400.
200 and 400. Michael Johnson was so
popular. Carl Lewis won the 100.
Bro, Michael Johnson was so popular that. Was it Ben Johnson? Ben Johnson was also popular because
Ben Johnson was also a 100 meter sprint. He was the one that got the doping charge.
Thank you. He was so popular that we had to name running after Ben Johnson.
Yes, Nigeria. Now you say they run like Ben Johnson.
They run like Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson,
yes.
Yeah. Mike Tyson.
Iron Mike, definitely.
Yeah.
Marion Jones.
Which tennis player?
Andrea Agassi, Pete Sampras.
But they were not like you get. They were popular in sports, not you guys like these people I'm mentioning right now.
But even these people you're mentioning right now, it was a track and field thing. I'm talking about footballers who were playing for clubs week in, week out. It's very different. I think Michael Jordan is a bit different because he entered pop culture. He had the sneakers and all of that. But like the Michael Johnsons and the other track and field
guys, you know what? Michael Jordan, Tyson, Maradona.
Maradona is more popular than all of them, my guy.
Yes, no, of course
not. How about Mike?
Of course not.
We have a haircut named after Mike Tyson. So
of course. Mike Tyson. Yeah, Mike Tyson. So it's three. Maradona, Mike Tyson, Mike Jordan, Magic Johnson. That's 4. 90s. I'll say Zidane, but Zidane was like late 90s though. Zidane became popular
by France 98. Ronaldo was a household name.
Was a household name, not Zidane.
Ronaldo was bigger than Zidane in that World Cup.
Zidane was. I didn't know Zidane till France 98.
Even Ronaldo not performing well at the final because of his attack.
It was a big issue.
It was a bigger issue than
But definitely Michael Jordan was like very much up there.
Yeah, Michael Jackson and Maradona, were the peaks for me. I don't know 10. I don't know 10. I'm struggling to name 10. That's super. Like I'm talking
there
about.
Was Maurice Green.
Famous.
Maurice Green.
Was it that world famous?
Yeah, but it wasn't world famous.
I know.
That's American.
And it was only the Olympics period it became popular.
It was only Olympics. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I think 10 is a stretch. We can do 5.
Can do 5.
Like super famous. We can do 5, and that's it.
Pete Sampras.
Well, in the world of sport, Pete Sampras and Andre Agassi definitely, but outside of that,
outside of sports, nothing.
Yeah. Okay, we have an Ask the Giants. This is Anonymous says, "Hey everyone, I trust you are doing well. Sending a warm hello to Osagie the Old Cat, ALT to the Super Eagle, and our lead researcher, Uncle Steve. I'm seeking advice on a situation with a woman I met during NYSC camp. We connected and she's kind, attractive, and has a great sense of humor. We've had playful banter about relationships, and she even offered to take me out on a date, which I declined. Recently, our communication dwindled and we reconnected. She expressed feeling ghosted and confessed she would have dated me earlier, but now feels we've grown apart. I'm hesitant due to our financial differences and lifestyle mismatch. She's outgoing and financially stable, while I'm introverted and struggling financially. My brother, let me just say, if you are struggling financially, you better be introverted." Says I value our friendship and don't want to ruin it. I'm torn on how to proceed. Should I try to reignite the spark and pursue a relationship despite our differences? Should I maintain our friendship and move on? Should I have an open and honest conversation about my concerns and see how she feels? Thanks for your thoughts and advice. I hand this over to our resident relationship expert, Uncle Steve.
I didn't see any parts where both of them dated. So I would assume they were just close friends and they lost contact. There was communication gap, and now
that's what you basically described what he said.
So friendship is very important. So establish friendship. There's no need for saying, "Oh, we are friends. Can we now take this thing to the next level?" Or like there's going to be like immediate. It's going to be an immediate shift of, "We're now friends, now let's be girlfriends." No, it's something that's going to happen gradually. If somebody you like, you feel you guys have like one or two differences, being her friend, you guys being friends will give you the opportunity and the time to know more about her and make informed decisions, right? Now you're still confused. So give it time, while also focusing 80 and 90% of your time to your financial situation, which is more important, right? Also, keep the friendship with her. With that friendship, we'll be able to understand her, have more communication with her about finances. How do you plan? What's attainable in a relationship and stuff like that. Use this opportunity to know her better. When you know her better, you won't need any advice to whether to pursue a relationship or not. At this point, I feel you still don't know her enough. Good. You guys now are friends. So use the opportunity of that friendship to really, really understand her. Bring up conversations with her so that you'll be able to use her responses or the way she communicates certain issues about money in a relationship, whether 50-50 or 30-50 or 90-10, whatever it is, right? Use the gift of friendship to understand her before you make a decision. And by the time you understand her very, very well, I think the decision will be very easy for you to make. And also, when you have a relationship with a girl, a friendship with a girl that you are romantically interested in, it's already a sign that, oh, she really wants you to. So all you have to do is show it. Take her on dates, talk about it, gradually get close to her, call her every day. One day from there, now from clap, they enter dance. You don't understand? So gradually you build something and have a relationship. That's my own advice for you. Thank you.
Very well said from the lead researcher. Ayo, do you have any adjoining points?
No, Steve has already said it sharp. So no addition.
Fantastic.
Go and make your money, young boy.
I think that was your addition. I just want to remind you, my brother, it's Lagos City we're in. Okay. Just want to remind you.
Mama, what's up? This could be a story about us. Every time I fell in love in Lagos, I just knew that I was lost. Feels like everybody came to chop. Some people brought their hearts, while some other people came here to lollox. That's when the fun and games will stop. The energy go drop. Some of them go, yeah, why you on top? But honestly, baby, it's enough. My policy is trust, cause any expectation here go cost. Pause, Lagos nice. When many love stories don't die, many people don't try to swim against tide. But if they enter club, you won't see their brake lights. Better hold your babe tight. With guys who say they love her in the morning, take flight. There's no party for jungle, but the way they take slide in the DMs, you smile when you see them. That's when you realize they love for Lagos.
Hope you guys enjoyed this episode.
Yep.
Hope you guys are gonna have a great week. Go out there and conquer it. Go do you. Catch you guys next week.
He told her this could be the start of nothing. Love is overrated. Transactions make the world go round. My bank account's a statement. Ginger there with money. Hazards of my occupation.
Guys, peace.